Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Yet another episode, the December 1st, 2023. God damn, this year's gone by way too quick. Episode 235, the All Pro JAFFOs. I'm your host, JP.
Hey, yo.
And with me, as always, this 6'10 beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
I hope everybody had a good week and going into the weekend even better. Let's get right down to it, into the storylines and everything that has been going on this week. First and foremost, something that popped up that we've been on this show plenty of times, and when things happen with players and stuff like that, we always, we have our little speculations. We have with the information and everything that we have. Um Own opinions and everything else like that, but we've always been very much to the point of, if they're innocent, cool. If they're not, we know how we feel on here. But in this situation last week, we talked about Josh Giddey's situation, but this week, sticking into the NFL, Von Miller is in some deep, deep shit. I mean, depending on who you talk to, um this is a situation that some people, like myself, kind of shocked or pretty surprised. Um, at least from what I've seen with Von Miller. Um, he doesn't seem like he's that type of guy. He always seems to have a kind of a almost bubbly personality and stuff like that. When you see him on TV and when he's talking, kind of always has a smile on his face and everything else like that. And then you get this type of information that there's a warrant out, or was a warrant out, for Von Miller's arrest due to a domestic disturbance involving his do you know, are they married, or is it just or like girlfriend boyfriend at this time? Do you know? I don't know which one it is. I just know they
I
have
don't
two
know.
kids
What did
together.
they report? What did they report?
I didn't, if they reported it, I don't remember seeing it. I'm sure they put it on there. All I know is they have two kids together. I don't know if they're married. I don't know if,
Just stick with
and,
whatever
and
feels comfortable. Because I don't know either.
let's just, two kids together, been together for a long time. Fuck it. Let's just say married. Let's just say married. They're probably not. We don't know. I'm just going at this point. Um, but then things started to come out after this whole thing happened, almost pattern like situations. And this isn't the first time she's done something like this, where reporting domestic violence and, all that other kind of stuff, somebody gets in trouble. It happened with a past boyfriend before Von Miller, and now it's happening to Von Miller. Um, and I'm paraphrasing on how it was all reported, but it was apparently due to some sort of disagreement between the two. And I think it was somewhere along the lines of Von Miller was talking about, like, leaving her, like that there was going to be a breakup or something like that. And then shortly after, you know, the reports start to come out that um, he had, physically assaulted her, and on top of that, she's pregnant. So I saw this, and again, I'm looking at it going, you know what? This is too big of a case. This is too, like, I'm not in the business of trying to end or ruin anybody's careers or anything else like that. We're trying to just kind of report what we're seeing, and then as it goes, we develop our opinion from there. And we've, again, very much been, if they're guilty, fucking send their ass to jail. If they're innocent, then they're innocent. We're not going to fucking sit here and cancel anybody, for lack of information. We're not going to jump to conclusions. Now, he had a warrant out for his arrest, and he turned himself in, which a lot of people at that point go, "Oh, if he turned himself in, he's guilty." Well, actually, if he didn't turn himself in, it would have been an even worse situation because then at that point, he would have been quote unquote on the run. And that's even worse than turning yourself in. Um, so Kay, when you saw this, was there anything that came across your mind when, or was this one of those going like, you know what, I'm not going to really pay attention to it. It is what it is. Because again, we have seen a lot of this shit lately. So and a good amount of it is bullshit, but then there's some of it that's real. So it just fucking blurs the lines there for some. But from when you saw this, what was the first thing that popped into your head?
I mean, I don't know about the first thing right now. I mean, I just have a question on how does complying with the law admit guilt? I'm confused on that. Like, who said that?
Social media is a
Like that.
motherfucker, bro. People just say shit just to say shit on there. That's what they're
So
saying.
how do you display innocence? Complying with what they want you to come in because they have questions.
It's one of
So
those
you comply.
situations, damned if you do, damned if you don't, bro. Because things that have happened, so and we can go back to all these other things where or police shootings and all this other stuff, innocent or black people getting killed by police officers and stuff like that. And people go, "Oh, well, if they would have just complied, if they would have complied, nothing would have happened." And now they're complying, or in this case, Von Miller's complying, and it's still the same shit. Oh, he's guilty. He's this. So it's like social media is going to run and do what they're going to do. So I'm with you. I don't understand how complying with what's going on vilifies you or makes you look worse. Um, if anything, it's him basically kind of going, "Look, I got nothing. I'm come. Y'all want me in? I'm coming in. We can talk. Let's figure this out."
I mean, he's a CEO, so I mean, he's more than just an athlete. Vaughn has a whole business. Businesses. He has a whole bunch of dealings. So I mean, the best thing to do would be turn yourself in, let them question you, and then you would be released. 9 times out of 10, he went up there with his lawyer. He had his whole legal team. You know what I mean? He wasn't up there by himself.
Yeah.
Like he probably left the same day. He probably was up there maybe in 2 hours. Like if even. Like I don't like this is crazy.
Yeah, and look, again, whatever comes out at the end of this whole thing, you know, we'll have our, official whatever stance on it. But as of right now, because again, it was shocking
Right.
to me that Von Miller, of all people, is, being put into this type of light. And it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, are there people out there who, let's just say it for what it is, when the cash cow is getting ready to leave the barn, shit gets said, shit gets done, people want to ruin somebody else's life, all that other kind of shit. That happens all the time, whether y'all want to admit it or not. I and again, my opinion, if it comes out later, then I'll change the opinion. But at least from what I'm seeing right here, I think it's one of those situations.
I
He was
mean,
threatening to leave, break up, whatever, and ruin your lifetime.
that could be the case, or it could be he took one too many hits in his head. CT's a motherfucker. We can't
I
make it seem like it's can't make
Yeah,
it seem like
no,
it just hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know
yeah,
what happened. You gotta CT a motherfucker because the man for sure out of character. We don't seen him over 10 plus years, but you don't know what people could be hiding in their spirit. So we just seeing a whole bunch of shit coming out nowadays.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair, and and it's actually crazy you said that. That was one thing that popped into my head too, of CTE, being it's a prominent thing, in the NFL. Dudes are getting their head, especially, Von Miller being in the league for as long as he has, I'm almost certain he's had concussions. Yeah, I'm not even almost, I'm certain that the amount of, yeah, times that he's hit somebody with his head could, do something like that to make him act out of character. It does happen all the time. People that you would never expect, like you said, something happens or whatever, you would just never know about it, and shit like this happens. And if that's the case, it's really unfortunate because at this point, what do you do to obviously we know CTE is a problem and it's causing horrific things to happen. Either athletes going over the top and physically assaulting their significant other, um, eh, unfortunately, killing themselves. There's a lot of shit that goes on with that. So with all the research and stuff that we have, what could the NFL, or at least in even the collegiate aspect of it too, is it something that could be looked into as, we can figure out preventative ways of it, maybe medical treatment, some sort of medicine or something like that to help treat it? Or is it one of those things that because of how inherently violent the game is, it's kind of it, you run the risk of it happening, and every player kind of has that sense of, we know what we're signing up for. We know what the long-term issues and stuff like that could be. We just want to play the game. We love the game too much, not play or anything else like that. So I don't know what can be done, but I mean, there's got to be something, right? There's got to be something that could be done to help these players.
Well, I mean, they're progressing, so
Slowly but surely.
they have. I mean, yeah, they have guardian caps. They have all different things. So they're progressing. I mean, I really couldn't answer that question fully. I mean, I can just only tell you what I see.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, at this point, for as long as we've known about CTE and everything else like that, I feel like by this point there should be enough research for some sort of help, whether it's medicine, physical therapy, whatever it may be. There should be enough information to be able to help certain athletes, or at least kind of screen and stuff like that before you even get to that point. I feel like they should, you know, be taking players, mental health and everything like that, and this might be too much, but beginning of every season or at the end of every season, doing a mental health check, on everybody. That's a lot of players. It's a lot of people, but
on what level are you saying this?
the NFL level, I feel like it's by the time it's in the NFL level, you've gone through like Pee Wee and college and stuff like that. By the time you're at the professional level, you've already taken a pretty serious amount of shots. So I think to kind of keep I mean, you could start it in college too, just to kind of, you see how it goes and everything through that way. And even before they get to the pros, you can have doctors or whatever tell them, hey, this is where you're at, that kind of thing. But at the end of every NFL season, like I said, have a mental health check, or even twice a season, mid-season, end of the season. There's got to be some sort of medical treatment, or psychiatric, whatever it may be. There's got to be something that they can do to keep an eye on it. And I mean, again, I don't know how. That's a lot of players to deal with. You're talking a 52-man roster plus practice squad guys and all that stuff. I mean, you don't really have to do the coaching staff, but the 52-man roster at least to kind of help. And then at that point, the league can report findings and then have, medical practitioners or doctors or whatever look at it and go, okay, look, these are the steps that you guys can take to, I mean, they're doing that, not to the extent of, testing every single player, but they are trying to do things like you said with the guardian caps during practice. And, they're trying to take steps for player safety. But at the end of the day, they aren't playing the game with guardian caps. And it's I don't know. I really don't know. But I think something needs to be done because it's already gotten way out of hand. The things that have been happening with players and stuff like that. So it's just way out of hand at this point. And there's too many domestic problems, assault problems. That doesn't even have to be domestic. It could be something else. It just, there are too many problems, too many things that are going on for it to just be completely ignored, for them to not look more into it and try and find more, potential ways to prevent it. Now, again, I'm not a medical guy. I don't have a PhD or master's or anything. So I can't necessarily say, oh, yeah, this is what we medically need to do. But there's got to be something, because this is happening way too often. And in this case with Von Miller, to kind of come back to the topic that we were, talking about here, could that be the case? Absolutely, it could be the case. It's happened way too many times for it not to be even considered to be the case. So again, there's a lot of factors, there's a lot of things that are going on, but at the end of the day, whatever happens, I mean, again, we can form our opinion and everything like that once it goes fully, however far it goes. But this was something that actually, I felt we needed to talk about it, at least touch base on it a little bit, because it was kind of shocking to me, but like you said, that's something that's happened a lot. Somebody that we would have never known going through something, and it happens, you know. So I mean, hopefully, both parties, you know, both Von Miller's girlfriend and Von Miller, or Von Miller's wife, girlfriend, and Von Miller himself. I hope everything, from here on out goes smoothly. I hope everything with the kids goes okay. I hope Von Miller's mental health is okay. I hope his wife's mental health is okay, because if something did happen, that's traumatizing. That's shit that fucks with you. So at the end of the whole thing, I hope everybody comes out of this okay, because it's too much of this shit has been going on, and there needs to be some sort of way to reel it back in and shut it down. There's got to be something. But before we move on to the next topic, let's get uh, a little less serious. I know we had to open up the show that way, but before we move on to the next topic, here is a message from our friends over at Raise Energy.
What's up, Jaffo Army? JP here, the All-Pro Jaffos, bringing you a message from our proud partners over at Raise Energy. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring the consumer a powerful yet sustained energetic experience to help us put your workouts and focus in general to the very next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, Raise Energy has become the most popular, the best rated energy drink on the market to date, with a phenomenal flavor profile that puts most of the competitors just downright to shame. Powered by the enhanced Refresh technology, Raise Energy delivers with a performance-enhancing energy drink profile that aids in the most often overlooked categories, which include targeted focus, enhanced recovery time, as glycogen becomes depleted, improve clean energy levels, boost in stamina and in hydration. Most importantly, each can of Raise has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. You should not have to drink or settle for any other energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, opt for the smart choice with the #1 fan voted energy drink on the planet with Raise Energy Drink. Use the promo code ALPHARAISE at checkout to get 15% off of your order. Demand more. Join the Raise Rebellion. Let them know the JAFFOs sent you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, go to repsports.com, reppsports.com, and use the promo code, like I said, Alpha Raise for 15% off your order. Okay, do you think Aaron Rodgers is full of shit?
Well, I know what you're asking because I've seen the script, but like you can't just ask that question and no one knows what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
I was gonna kind of go off your answer, but anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I don't really want to give him too much attention on this. But look, I'm starting to really think Aaron Rodgers played everybody. Aaron Rodgers, for those of you who don't know, should or has expressed and said that he's going to be coming back soon, within the next few weeks. Uh, they put him on he's practicing and everything else like that. So, and this is all after I don't know what's been 12 weeks now, 12 13 weeks now. That's gone by since he got hurt in the first 40 seconds of week 1, and his Achilles is miraculously, healed. To the point where he's apparently going to come back, which then now leads to my question going, okay, let's sit here and break this down for a quick second. An Achilles injury, a torn Achilles, everything. That shit it takes about as long as it does for like an ACL tear. It takes about 6 to 9 months, for full recovery type of stuff, rehab, all of that. Now, it hasn't been 6 months, but already, and this is where I try to, I think about it going, there's absolutely no way, none, 0 way that on a full Achilles tear that he would be back by week 13, 14. There's no way, none, because I don't give a shit what he does, some ayahuasca retreat, whatever he went into another fucking dark room to heal himself or whatever. He's a 39-year-old man, 39, 40 years old, and he's already back. This is the same guy who has been trying to stick it to the pharmaceutical companies and the quote unquote woke media, woke mob, and all that other kind of shit. Like, this is the same guy who's been trying to stick it to them the entire time. Do you really think, as egotistical as this man is, that we could put it past him that he wouldn't try to do some shit like this? That he wouldn't try to, control some sort of narrative? He already did it with the whole, like, "Oh, I'm immunized." When it came to the vaccines and stuff like that, we knew it was full of shit then. What makes you think he wouldn't lie about it now? How do we know it wasn't just some sort of severe ankle sprain or something like that that he just kind of covered up to make it seem like, "Oh, see, you can. It's just that pharmaceutical companies and big pharma and medical, they just won't let you. It's all money. It's all that you can come back within weeks of certain injuries." I think he's full of shit. Matter of fact, I kind of know he's full of shit, giving his whole history up until this point. But let's just give the bet. Let's just say it. Fuck it. Aaron Rodgers is some sort of medical, marvel that no one else has ever seen. An absolute freak in nature of a human being because he can heal faster than anybody else. I'm sorry, he's not Adrian Peterson. Okay. When Adrian Peterson tore his ACL, came back in 6 months, after rehab and stuff, and won, I don't think, I think he won Offensive Player of the Year that year because, again, they give the MVP to fucking quarterbacks only. Almost 2,000, or I think he got a little over 2,000 yards that season he came back to. So that Adrian Peterson, and I believe Adrian Peterson was in his late 20s, maybe early 30s at that point. We are talking about a battered and bruised, graying ass old man in Aaron Rodgers, 39, going to be 40 years old, coming back from an Achilles tear within 10 weeks, 10, 11 weeks. Bro, I think he's full of shit. I don't think, first of all, I don't think he's going to actually come back. I think this is another one of those ploys to get he wants his name in the media so much. As much as he bitches and complains about social media and everything else, he sure the fuck loves having their name or his name in their fucking mouth. So it's like, one, I don't believe him. Two, if it does come back, I don't believe that it was an Achilles tear. And three, if it was an Achilles tear and he's trying to come back now, he's going to fuck it up even worse.
All right. So here's the thing. I actually believe him.
Really?
Yeah, because of my own personal situation. So Pat McAfee, I gotta throw this in. I gotta give him his credit. He said it best before they had him on the show. He said that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have everything that everybody else has when you factor stuff in, like Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson is a father, right? He has kids and stuff like that. Aaron Rodgers do not. He do not have kids at all. Like, he has no kids, so he don't have to do that father time and all that stuff like that. So that's more time to just focus on your body. Like Tom Brady, you got to see how anal he was about his body and stuff. He had kids and stuff too, though. You get what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers do not. So he said he has a team and stuff working around to help him with his stuff. That makes perfect sense. He has the money to do all of that, especially being an NFL veteran and stuff like that. You got all that bread. So that's one. And my own personal experience, I tore my ACL and my meniscus. I was back throwing couches and stuff like that in San Francisco, narrow ass hallways in 3 months. And that was me focusing on me training and stuff like that. I don't have Aaron Rodgers money, and I had Medi-Cal as my surgery. You see what I'm saying? Like, my point, like, Aaron Rodgers has good money and he played for the Jets. The Jets, that was their hope. They made sure they gave him the best doctor New York had. You get what I'm saying? Or the best doctor in California, because that's where he flew and got his surgery. So they made sure they paid for all of that shit. Aaron Rodgers didn't even have to pay. So it was top notch, paid for, made sure. So now that team, it makes sense. There's a different process. I was moving couches. He's going to be dropping back and shit like that. And he got a team working with him. He got all these different machines and shit. Dude, I was strapped. I was just in a chair with fucking goddamn loop bands doing flexing with a fucking goddamn electric stimulator and icing and fucking heating. That's all I really fucking did. I did other shit like walking and shit. And obviously I started lifting later on. But again, like I said, Aaron Rodgers has way more money than me. And he has way more of a team. So yeah, I believe he possibly could come back from that shit. I do believe. If you're going to say the same recovery time as the ACL, all right, then that makes perfect sense. I had an ACL and a meniscus. Dude came back in 3 months. It's about 3 months. So, yeah, it makes sense to me. He got way more money than me.
3 months, like, I know you say, like, moving couches and everything else like that, but that's a different movement, kind of. to certain extents and stuff like that. You're still like getting low and lifting and all that stuff. But
Dude,
actually,
I'm in San Francisco in narrow hallways. So the same motion that he has to drop back in a pocket, I have to drop back on stairs in narrow ass hallways in San Francisco in slippery ass different situations where I'm the strong guy because I'm big as fuck. So nobody gave a fuck that I'm hurt. I'm always gonna be the big guy. So they always expect me to be the strong big guy. Normally I am. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I'm not trying to navigate through defenses and trying to do shit like that, but I definitely putting a lot of fucking weight on that son bitch. I'm definitely putting a lot of pressure in different fucking angles and shit like that. So I understand that. That's the
Mm,
only reason why I say, yeah, he could possibly come back from that shit.
mhm,
Granted, it's a different area of the body, but again, more money, more access, more trainers, more fucking PT, more everything that's surrounded by him. They're
mhm.
probably at his house fucking 20 hours a goddamn day.
I mean, Wisdom Dev comes if he wants to end his career, go ahead and do it because that O line got no better, and he will be running for his life if he's 100%. I mean that's another
That's
factor in it.
100%
It's like
right.
that O line is still pretty shit.
No, I agree with that. No, I'm not. I definitely agree with that. But I'm saying as far as his health, that's the only thing I'm giving him credit for. Like I can seriously agree with that.
Hmm. So the matter of him coming back is a possibility. The matter of it now, you know, of how long he can stay healthy starts to become into question because again, with the O line not being any good. Um, so then it gets me at this point because there was another thing that popped up that said it was under consideration whether or not like the Jets were going to be making a playoff run. They are not. So I think they only have 4 wins this season. So there's really no point to unless they truly believe that with Aaron Rodgers in there that they can win out and somehow make the playoffs with 4 wins in week going into week 13. I mean, if you really think so, then all right, I mean, do what you got to do. But
I
I think it's
mean,
one of those things.
who has the
If he's
lowest
coming back, I don't. Okay. Could he
wild
come
card?
back? Sure. Is he 100% when he comes back? Fuck no. There's no way. There's no way he's 100% when he comes back. Um,
I mean, who's at
for the
100%
playoffs.
this late in the season?
Hold on, I have that one in here. I think I have that one in here still. Oh, there we go. Jim Morris.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Um, so I don't know, man. Like, look, I really do think like so. Make a good case. Is it possible? I guess technically yes, especially considering, like you said, all the money, the doctors, everything else that kind of comes behind that. It sure as hell is possible. But would you recommend it?
Again, I don't know which one has the controller today. But Mizzle or Dub said it best. That offensive line is ass. And yeah, you'll just be back to the injury report list. So I wouldn't recommend it because of that offensive line. But at the same time, like I said, I believe that he could come back and he's able to go out there, like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, you'll see him at practice before the season's over with and shit like that. He
Yeah.
may, you know what I mean? Like, he may suit up for like the last game, like play like a couple snaps in the first quarter and then like shut it down, like just to show like motherfuckers like look up for next season type shit.
I can see that. I see that being more of a probability than trying to make a run at the playoffs and everything like that.
Yeah, that's probably some shit that'll happen. He'll suit up the last game, get a few snaps, most likely be handoffs. Like, motherfucker, I'm not fucking trusting this sorry ass left tackle right here. Run. Matter of fact, jet sweep, goddamn. Come on. God damn it, jet sweep with fucking goddamn. Come on, 17. Come cross. Shit. Matter of fact, Lazard, you ain't did shit since I fucking been gone. Come on, come run this jet sweep.
Seriously, I mean,
Y'all
look,
get me.
if I'm him again, I wouldn't come back because again, you're probably just going to end up in the same scenario anyway because your protection is nowhere near as good as, and then they've been complaining about it since the preseason. I mean, even Aaron Rodgers himself knew that the offensive line was shit, and that was probably their weakest point on the entire team. And if you kind of look at it, it really was. The defense was, was pretty much set. They had a good defensive line. They have a pretty decent linebacking core. Sauce Gardner and everything out there in the secondary, they were pretty set on defense. They have pretty decent weapons on offense when it comes to receivers. Tight end, Conklin's cool, but yeah, you might need a little bit of upgrade there at tight end. But Brees Hall, they're a running back. They have good weapons. The offensive line has always been the problem for that team. And if you're wanting to make some sort of miraculous comeback, it ain't going to happen behind that offensive line. So I mean, I wouldn't do it because the line is what it is, and he's, like you said, he's going to end up on the injury report regardless. But we'll see.
Unless they run jet sweeps and fucking slants, they run that Ben Roethlisberger shit. Hey, that could be a fucking possibility. They run that Ben Roethlisberger bullshit.
No need to drop back. Just sit in shotgun, stand still, and throw the quick or hand it off.
That's it. You ain't even got to fucking I'm telling you that'll be probably the best way. Like just give that left tackle tight end the whole goddamn game.
Aaron Rodgers should not be holding the ball for more than 2 seconds. So that's essentially.
I mean, no quarterback should really be having the ball longer than 3 seconds. To be real with you.
Well, 3 seconds, yes. I'm a second less because of the fact the offensive line is shit. That's what I'm thinking. So
Dub said that Oregon just took the lead in the Pac-12 game.
That's gonna.
I know Caleb will be happy. Oh shit, 24-20.
Caleb's gonna be happy. I know people in Washington are gonna be pissed. That's for damn sure. But before we go into our Thursday night football recap, get in line, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy to get better because you want to get some love in your weed. Here's a message from our people over at Bud Love.
What if I told you that Bud gets better? Introducing Bud Love, the long-awaited herbal blend that's designed to be mixed with your favorite bud and enjoyed together, like the mixer in a cocktail. Bud Love is made from marshmallow leaf, an ancient medicinal herb, the mother cannabinoid, CBG, and rich natural flavors, including terpenes. Offering a wide variety of premium Herbal Plus mixers to complement your favorite strains. Why? Because every bud needs some love. Our carefully formulated blends improve your experience, complementing your favorite flower and bringing out its best qualities. Many bud lovers even report that it helps reduce unwanted side effects like worry, and instead creates a happy, zen feeling. Bud Love contains no cannabis or nicotine. It won't give you a buzz on its own, but when consumed together, it reduces the amount of bud needed to get the feeling you love, allowing your precious flower to last even longer. Bud Love is best enjoyed with your first bud of the day, carefully paired with your favorite strain. Choose from a variety of delicious flavors, ranging from classic to more fruity to natural, as well as tobacco flavored for those who enjoy a spliff. Mix Bud Love and flower in whatever amounts work best for you for a perfect buzz. Whether you're chilling with friends, attending a social event, or going for a hike, experiment and find your own love ratio. Bud Love's unique blends allow you to craft a happier, smoother, and more personalized experience. If you love Bud, then Bud Love is for you. Try it today and help us tell the world that Bud does in fact get better with Bud Love.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, go to budlove.com. Use the promo code Jaffo Army for 15% off of your first order. Getting into this Thursday night football recap. It's Dallas Cowboys versus the Seattle Seahawks in a game where everyone is saying, or at least the talking heads at least, Dak should be in the MVP conversation. I mean, he got outplayed by Geno Smith. I don't know what else, like, if you're talking about Dak because of a last minute, or not even a last minute, towards the end of the game, it wasn't even like they did a drive downfield with a minute left in the game. That's not how it went. It was late in the game, but now we're at a point where Dak Prescott should be in the MVP category or in the MVP talk. Even though he's not, leading really any statistical category when it comes to quarterbacks. Maybe for interceptions thrown, because again, he threw all of his interceptions during practice and preseason this year. But head to head against Geno Smith. Geno Smith had 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, QBR rating of 91.3, went 23 for 41. Dak went 29 for 41 for 299 yards. So he didn't even break 300. 3 touchdowns, got sacked 4 times to Geno's none, and had a QBR rating of 75. So, look, people are just going to talk up the Cowboys just because they're the Cowboys. I still don't see what they think is going on. I don't think this team is that good. I think they are fraudulent, and I'm not even saying this as a bias or anything else like that. They have not been good at all against good teams, and they struggled against Seattle. Seattle's a pretty decent team. This, coming from a 49er fan and stuff like that, who doesn't really, have a whole hell of a lot of respect for Seattle, but they are what they are, and they're a pretty decent team, and the Cowboys struggled. Everyone was kind of like, oh, yeah, Cowboys are going to blow them out, 45-12, 45-13, some stupid score like that. And Seattle took it to them. So I just don't understand. You give them shitty teams, cool, they're good. You give them good teams, they're fucking mediocre at best. They're mid at best. Yeah, so the only weapon that they have is CeeDee Lamb. That's it, and he's getting force fed the ball every fucking game because again they have nobody else. Tony Pollard hasn't done shit all year long. So it's in Jake Ferguson, who he's the next leading receiver on the list here. Brandon Cooks, he's old. He's probably done, in the next 2 years. Yeah, and then DK, on the Seattle side, had 134 yards on 6 receptions. Smith, uh, Jackson Smith, I need to say this properly. Njigba? In Jigba. Yeah, Smith and Jigba. Or I'm pronouncing it how I'm seeing it. There's Njigba. 7 receptions for 62. Tyler Lockett had 5 receptions for 47. Noah Fant in there as a tight end. He had 3 receptions for 43. But it's I'm trying to figure out what people are seeing in this Dallas Cowboys team that are making them think, and I've seen this too. Some people have Dallas at the top of their power rankings, like the number 1 team. So, eh, okay, maybe you can help me understand this because I can't figure it out. I know you're not one to necessarily want to defend the Dallas Cowboys, but are they as good as people are saying they are?
I mean, it's as far as the NFC, yeah.
Best team in the NFC?
I ain't necessarily say that. They probably got the best defense. With Them boys still playing well, if not even better, without Diggs.
And that say something.
Your defense, that defense crazy. They got that one. So I mean,
I was just
I give
about
it
to
to
ask
but
him the
that defense
same
also
thing,
gave up.
guys. Even better than the 49ers defense?
I mean, well, yes. That yes, I can answer that very easily. But that defense also gave up 35 points to the Seahawks. So, but DK was out there standing on business. So, you know, when you stand on business, you can't really challenge what's going on. The football guys allow you to handle your business if you're standing on it. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's kind of what happens at that point. Yeah, I mean, they
I could
definitely
say
better than the
maybe
49ers defense because y'all got a whole bunch of a big name talent, but no one is really like doing it like that. You know what I mean? Like y'all ain't really demolishing people on how y'all supposed to be. Like for the people that
hey,
y'all
what are you
supposed
talking
to
about?
have, like
Hold
y'all
on.
aren't mud stumping people, bro. Like that's what I'm saying to you.
Yes, we are. What do you mean? The defense has
I'm
had
telling.
since we got Chase Young and everybody got healthy,
Who are you
15
mud
over
stump?
15 sacks.
You got 15.
Nobody's
Oh
gotten
my
over
God,
20 points
15
against us
sacks in 2 games. 15 sacks in 2 games.
in 3 games.
Congratulations, I guess.
3 or 4 games
It,
actually.
well, Chase Young was the first game was with us against us.
Right, and
So
Chase
it's
Young
that 3
himself
games
had
ago.
1.5 sacks, and in total, the Niners defense had 5.
Okay, you have 5
Game
sacks.
after that, they had 6,
Okay,
and then the
what was the
latest game
final
they had
score of all
another
of these
5.
games? What was the final score of all of these games? Y'all are like y'all supposed to be
30 plus,
blowing
30
teams.
plus to less than 20.
What are you talking about? 30 plus.
No, hey,
What was the final score?
when the 49ers are healthy,
I'm not
no
agreeing with
team,
that because
none,
y'all
no
can sit
team
here and keep
has scored.
saying that because y'all
Okay,
winning. That's the only thing y'all going off of. We're
okay.
winning games, but
I'm
y'all aren't
saying this
like y'all
because
aren't
no
dragging
team in the
people,
league when we are healthy can score over 20 points against us.
and that's why I
That's what I'm
disagree.
saying.
And
No
that's why I
team in the
disagree.
league has been able to score over 20 points against us when we're healthy.
Again, that's why I disagree. You're just looking at these teams you've just been playing the last 3 games. That's it. You can't really get this big stance that you're taking, but even with that, you're not blowing these teams out.
We're
Like you're
scoring
not
30 plus points and they're not even getting close. We're
well,
beating
you don't
teams by more than
what was the
15
final against
points.
us? It was I think we had like what 14 or something, like 14,
14
and y'all
points
had
to
like
our 32. That's a
y'all didn't have
blowout,
32,
Kay.
you
I'm
had
sorry. That's an
23,
ass
bro.
whooping. That's an
You had
ass whooping to me.
23. You had like 20 some points. It wasn't that bad.
No.
Y'all beat us by like 10 points, 10, 14 points.
Hey,
It was
we
like
dropped
14 points,
30 on
something
you
like that.
guys. When we're
What are you
healthy, we
talking
drop
about?
30 on everybody.
It really
That's
doesn't
literally been
matter.
the case.
Y'all
These 3
aren't blowing
losses that
teams
we
out.
had,
That's my
we
point.
weren't 100% healthy. And then when we got Trent Williams
Let
back
me go to
and
the
everybody else got healthy,
shit.
nobody can score 20 points. And we're scoring 30 plus. How is that not blowing people out? How is
All
that
right,
not
going to
whooping
your own
people's
shit,
ass?
bro.
If the Buccaneers right now were averaging 30 points a game and
You beat
nobody was
us
scoring over 20 points,
27-14.
you'd be saying Super Bowl,
You beat
nobody's fucking touching us, we're the best team in the
No,
league.
I
I
wouldn't.
swear to
Stop trying
God
to
you
like
would.
look. No, you wouldn't. You've been trying to no, stop. Because you be dead wrong when you be speaking for me. I'm telling you, don't do that. Because you're wrong. I wouldn't, because I would be realistic in situations. That's why I said, like, the only time you heard me make a proclamation is when we were in the playoffs. And I said, if we beat the Saints, we're gonna beat Aaron Rodgers no fucking matter what. That was the only time you heard me say a proclamation that whole season when we was going through that gauntlet. I knew we was gonna lose to the Saints both times. Game 1, and then the first game we had AB. I said we're gonna lose both of those games. I called it. I knew we were losing both of those games. So again, I really ain't made no weird ass like extra fan calls. I know what we're good at and I know what we're bad at. But all I'm saying is, even with this shit, it's like you're not, like I said, you're not really blowing teams out. Like, look at the teams that you
27-14. I apologize. 27-14 against the
like I
Bucks.
said, you only beat us by 13 points.
And
Like,
then
come
31 to
on, like
13. We
to the
beat the
Seahawks.
Seahawks 31 to 13, 34 to
Beat
3
up.
against the Jaguars. Let's see,
Yeah, that was
42 to 10.
before you had
When we
Chase.
played the Cowboys, we demolished their ass 42 to 10.
You won against the Jaguars before you had Chase. I'm pretty sure that was the game before Chase played.
That was the game we got Chase.
But
that
he
was
didn't play
Chase's
that game,
first
right?
game. Huh?
Did he play that game?
Yeah. That was at the end of the trading the trade window and everything
Oh, yeah,
else
he
like
was.
that. Right
He was on
right
roster.
after
Yeah,
we had
you're right.
lost to the Bengals.
So that was his
and
first game. That was first game with y'all. So y'all beat the Jags.
right.
Okay. And then you beat us by 13. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Then you beat the Seahawks, which they didn't even have
31
Kenneth
to
Walker
13.
that whole game. Yeah, they didn't even have their starting running back. So, okay.
They didn't have their starting running back against the Cowboys and still put up 35 points. What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the argument here?
Yeah, they did. That was their first game without Kenneth Walker. This game without Kenneth Walker, they figured it out. They were able to adjust. But their first game without Kenneth Walker, they didn't play so well. They had a rival. So
When
the
did
second
Kenneth
game, they
Walker
lost
get
that
hurt?
game, but they played better. It made sense.
When did Kenneth Walker get hurt? Because he didn't
Like
play
2 weeks
against
ago.
us.
2 weeks ago. That's what I said. It was 2 weeks ago. He got hurt because I got him in fantasy in my other league. He 2 weeks ago during the game.
So the week before the Seahawks played us, and when he
That's
got
what I'm
hurt.
saying. Yeah,
Adjustment
during the
period,
game.
1 week after that. Got it. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So then what? Okay, so then we both know that the secondary is suspect for the 49ers. But
They suck. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, no,
Your best guy just got hurt.
Yeah, I know. Our all pro safety, got hurt. Ward is kind of like Diggs, but a little bit less in a sense.
Shout
Like
out
he'll
to
have a
Young
couple
Gunner.
of moments here and there, a couple of picks and stuff like that, or whatever here and there that are like, oh damn, he did pretty good. But he gets burned more often than that. So it's the secondary, and again, I've said this since the beginning. The secondary is the thing that we're lacking, especially on the defense. But that defensive line and that linebacking core has been so good. The secondary really hasn't. We've been masking how bad the secondary's been, and
This is the same shit y'all do every year as Niner fans. As a spectator, this is the same shit y'all do every single year. Y'all get hype off of these games that y'all winning, and off of teams that aren't that good, and then y'all get high hopes, and then get your shit shattered when you get to playoffs because the reason why people say y'all suck gets exposed every single time. Now you don't have Cowabunga. It's finna be bad fucking business. I'm telling you, there is no reason to get your hopes up. Y'all might even beat the Eagles tomorrow.
I think
on
for
Sunday.
me, this this Sunday against the Eagles is going to be a big proving point. If we can, I'm saying we got to beat them by at least 10 points for there to be some sort of discussion. Because if it's not 10 points plus, people are going to be like, "Oh, it's a fluke." Blah blah blah. No, it needs to be a dominating game at this point. It's in Philly. Is that going to be a domination? I don't know. Probably not. But since the NFC Championship game, there's been a whole hell of a lot of words and stuff like that exchanged. So we'll see. And I want to get to this Thursday night game real quick because again, there's not much that we need to talk about other than the fact that the Cowboys won. It last few minutes and stuff like that of the game. and people are overhyping Dak Prescott just because he's got a fucking star on his helmet. That's all. And yet, and you're gonna probably laugh and disagree with me hard or whatever on this, Brock Purdy is top 5, if not number 1, in a lot of statistical categories in court as a quarterback, and nobody's fucking talking about him at all.
Because stats don't fucking matter. He sucks. That's why. Stats don't fucking matter. I'm not gonna laugh at it. I'm gonna just keep it real. Stats don't matter. Like, if you're gonna say that Kyle Shanahan, if you're gonna stand on one thing, you gotta stand on it. You can't have it both ways.
MVP
If you have it both ways, y'all should be blowing these motherfuckers out. Like when the Patriots was on they run, they were blowing motherfuckers out. That was the difference. Like Tom had a bunch of nobodies and they were blowing motherfuckers out.
I just don't understand how, in order for a team to be good, they need to be blowing every team out. They need to be undefeated and blowing every team out for a team to be good.
Again, you're not even blowing out the sorry teams. Like this stuff I'm saying, like you playing down to your competition if you actually are that good. That's a mental flaw. Like, yeah, it's nothing to look at. Like, because y'all really,
the Rams, we blew out the Giants, we blew out the Cardinals,
the Rams
we definitely blew out the fucking Cowboys, we blew out
Rams
the Jaguars.
They didn't have nobody. Like, I was just looking at y'all shit. Now I gotta go. There it is. Like, come on, you lost to the damn
3
Vikings.
losses we had,
you got maxed out by the Bengals. Like, come on, man. Like, then you lost to the Browns, and they didn't even have a starting quarterback nor running back. The defense beat y'all by themselves.
We didn't have our left
you
tackle.
Listen to what you're saying. You didn't have your left tackle. They didn't have their complete offense. They didn't have the quarterback or their running back. You didn't have left tackle, bro. Come on. A left tackle? They didn't have a quarterback or running back.
Josh, left tackle in the league.
That's not a comparison.
And that is not a comparison. This is against a team that you yourself has said has a very good defensive line. We have always said that the Browns' defense has actually been the thing that's actually good. And if the best player on your offensive line is out,
your best player still can't block Miles. And that's exactly what happened.
They got worked.
Trent can't block Miles, so it don't fucking matter if he there or not. That's my point. It don't matter if he
there. You
don't
know that because he didn't play the game.
I know that for certain. What the hell is you talking about? He can't block Miles Garrett,
bro. You put Miles Garrett and Trent Williams one-on-one right now. I'm telling you, Trent Williams is winning that battle.
Yo, you can make whatever poll you fucking want. Ain't nobody agreeing with you but Niner fans. I swear to you, the only people that's going to agree with you are 49er fans, not nobody. After everybody seen this motherfucker come out of bear crawl stance and jump over a human, ain't nobody finna fucking agree with you other than 49er fans that fucking Myles Garrett is gonna get blocked by Trent. Nobody. I don't give a shit who you is. That shit ain't happening, bro. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
I'll put that poll up at the end of the show. We'll see what comes out of it. And again, if the poll comes out like, oh yeah, Trent Williams, I'm definitely gonna try and see like with the 49, like who voted for that.
Leave it to the end of the year. I'm telling you, whenever you can pick it up. I don't give a fuck when you do it. I know the results. I already know the results, so I know you tripping. This ain't no bias. I think Trent dope, but Trent can't fight Miles. You see what I'm saying? You can't fight somebody that's already fucking crazy. He hit a human in the head with a helmet without the helmet on. Like, you can't box him. You can't grab him in a fucking goddamn chokehold. You can't do that with him, Trent. He crazy as shit, so you got to actually block him, Trent. And he's supernaturally fucking gifted. That shit ain't just sliding. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there ain't nobody going to agree with you other than the 49er fan, bro. That's it. Like, I hear you. I feel where you coming from, but Garrett, like, it don't matter if Trent was there or not. Again, they still did not have Nick Chubb, which at the time was what, second in rushing the year before. He was top 5 in rushing the year before.
I think he was top. I think he was leading rushing.
Because Josh Jacobs won the rushing title last year, so I think he was like top 5. It don't really matter, but Chubb won the motherfucker before. You see what I'm saying? He won the Russian title before. So my point is saying you don't have that, and you don't have a quarterback that's supposed to be he's trying to figure it out. I feel what everybody feel, but that's just
Yeah,
what it is.
I don't agree with Brock Purdy still trying to figure it out. Like I don't agree with that. I feel like
Oh no,
literally.
I was talking about Deshaun, but he
Oh,
was trying to figure it out after his
Did,
hiatus. Yeah, no, Brock Purdy is fucking trash. Hey, look, I'm not giving him no credit for that shit.
okay, just keep denying it all you want. That's fine. Just because he's the
Denying what?
last pick in the draft, we're just gonna call him trash. All right, fine,
Look, how do
whatever.
you continue to
But
sit here?
when
I'm not
he
saying
comes
that
and
shit no
torches
matter
your
where you
team,
play.
torches the Cowboys,
Again,
torches everybody else and stuff like
why
that around him, but he's trash. He's leading
again, you
statistically top 5 out of all the fucking quarterbacks in the
now you
league,
showing emotion
but
because it's your guy.
he's trash. Okay.
He is.
Okay.
He is
Yeah,
trash.
he's not.
Because look, here's this is just to prove another point, so I could goddamn because I love bringing this shit up. All right,
Let me guess.
this time
You read
last year, you was like, I bet you, if Tom leaves and you get fucking Baker Mayfield on your team, you're gonna be upset about around this time this year because you're gonna throw the season away and you guys gonna be dead last and all this shit. Well, we got Baker, Tom's gone, and we're not dead last. We're still in the situation, and Brock Purdy's still fucking trash. So
You're
my
in a
point
trash
saying
ass
is,
division, so that's not
my
helping your
point of
case
saying this is
whatsoever.
all these weapons y'all so-called have, y'all ain't even scoring that many goddamn points on teams y'all supposed to be blowing the fuck out. Y'all supposed to be maxing motherfuckers out, bro. Y'all supposed to be maxing motherfuckers out for real. Y'all was supposed to max us out, and you didn't. Y'all was supposed to max out motherfuckers, and y'all are not. Y'all had a 4-game losing streak before y'all even played the Jaguars. Like, come on, y'all out here. Come on, y'all embarrassing yourselves, man.
The
Y'all
hatred
embarrassing
is
yourselves, man. Y'all
before
aren't
we
doing how
get
y'all supposed to be
into
doing.
before we get into our predictions, here is a message from our friends over at Popple.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Yes, yeah, from Pop. Wait, what the hell is going on? Oh, that's why. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, joining us for predictions for the end of the show here from the Mizzle and Dub Show. A great friend of the show, Mr. Dub Alvarez. What's up, Dub?
Brothers, how are we?
Doing well, doing well. Looks like the you got all the technical stuff down. It's not a delay.
No delays. Thank the Lord. And you are missing a hell of a Pac-12 championship game right now. Oregon is just punting the ball off. About 9 minutes to go in the game, and Washington is up 27-24 over the Huskies. I'm sorry, over the Ducks.
I'm kind of hoping for the Huskies here. I'm not gonna lie. And my brother's gonna hate me for that one because he's a big time Oregon fan. But I like Phoenix Jr. and I like that what Washington's done, and I think they should be the team to represent in the playoff.
Well, they're coming in the game at number 3, so if they do hold on to this 3-point lead, they're more than likely in the playoff. I mean, it's dicey for Mizzle's beloved Florida State Seminoles because now Roadmaker might be hurt and he might not play tomorrow, so it might be a third-string quarterback for Florida State against Louisville. And you know Louisville's coming in pissed off because Louisville lost to Kentucky on the final regular game of the season,
Ooh.
which could be brutal. But real quickly, what does Bevo have to do to beat the Pokes to bring a Big 12 championship into the SEC next season?
Don't fucking choke. Win the game.
That's
real simple. There's nothing else like that really needs to go. You win, you have a better chance of getting in. Now we're at number 7. Chances are kind of slim, but if you lose, you can't even fucking make the argument anymore. So there's really nothing about it other than they need to come out with a win. That's Plain and simple.
So,
They have
Kay,
him. They have him. Texas. At -15. But I don't. I'm not going to be satisfied until it's actually till the job is done. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah. I'm still not going to say the words. I don't want to say the words because it's going to end up jinxing it. But we know what I feel about that. But yeah, the Bevo Longhorns. What do they need to do? Win the fucking game. Don't choke. Win the game. Don't
Case,
Sarkeesian. No need to get cute. Go with what got you there and go from there. That's it. All it needs to be done.
Kay, real quickly. Now that Van Dyke is entering the portal, who's going to be QB number 1 for the U going into 24?
I think y'all should go after that kid from Oregon State.
He's back in the portal, yeah. I'm not even trying to pronounce his last name, but DJ is back in the portal.
Yep. I think that should be the number one target for the Canes, at least. But what do you think, hey? Or is he, or have you kind of given up a little bit on Miami football right now?
Well, I'll say this: Phoenix is looking like he's winning the Heisman tonight with the way he's been playing for the Huskies.
Yep.
He has been as accurate as you want to be.
I'm sorry, he's been better than Caleb Williams all year.
Oh,
All year
you're
this
not
year.
wrong. You're not wrong on that. But in my case, my beloved Bulldogs better bring it tomorrow because, oh, what a catch and what a throw! All I know is my beloved Bulldogs do not want to possibly give the chance to have damn Alabama in the playoff because that would just make me sick to my stomach.
I ain't watching. If Alabama's in, I ain't watching. I know they don't give a shit because more people are going to watch anyway, but I ain't watching it if Alabama's in. I'm so sick of that fucking team. It's unbelievable. I am so sick of it. And I'm actually happy that things have been going the way they've been going because Nick Saban has been the number one guy to bitch about NIL and how everyone else has been, this whole thing. So I just love watching Alabama fucking crumble because they're not willing to pay up and be that business and stuff like that they need to be. So loving every bit of it, keep them out of the fucking playoff.
Okay, well, I mean, Bevo did go into Tuscaloosa and had some elephant meat. That's for dang
Yep.
sure.
Goddamn right.
Bevo stuck the horns in the elephant for sure.
Beat them so bad they had no idea who they wanted at quarterback for the next few weeks. I love it. I love it. All right, getting into the prediction aspect, NFL style predictions going into week.
Well, the Alabama thing, they were disrespectful and all kind of stuff. I thought my mic was on. My actual physical mic was off. So when y'all asked me all that Miami stuff, my mic was off. I was answering the questions. My mic was just off. Because if you saw the screen, it was unmuted. Yeah, I'm like, I was answering the questions. So no, as far as sorry to backtrack, but as far as the Miami stuff, I mean, firstly, I prefer not taking the suggestions of a Longhorn. That's firstly. And then secondly, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. I didn't give up on my season. It just we've been getting cheated all year in critical moments where it's like we had a run in a flow. So like that Georgia Tech game, we were on a run. We were ranked at that time. We were 17, and we're on the way up. You know what I mean? Trying to make a little churn, make a little effort, and they cheated us at that game. So,
Did you guys get cheated out of the game where you didn't take a knee?
That's the Georgia Tech game, and yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
Because they said that was a fumble, and it wasn't because the guy had the ball the whole time. They even had still pictures with him with the ball on the ground.
Was it loose?
Like if it was on the ground with just him on it, that ain't loose. That's as still as it can be.
That's a mixture of getting cheated and a terrible coaching decision all at the same time. That's what that was.
I mean, that's fine, but again, we still got work. Like I understand he made a dumb call. Like I agree with that, but even in the midst of that, you still got cheated. You know what I'm saying? So because I guess they were like it was a dumb call. You deserve to lose the game. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know. I really don't understand. But that's what
By the
happened.
way, Washington's in the red zone. They're at the 20.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Washington about to win this game.
I hope so.
Opinions ain't going for that. So but no, but as far as the fast forward to the Texas Alabama, Alabama was being disrespectful. That's kind of the reason why that happened the way it happened. All the disrespectful messages and things of that nature.
They fucked around. They fucked around and found out. They put the horns down, and I love it when teams put the horns down because I know they're about to lose right after. Nick Saban even told their asses, "Don't do it, don't do it." But what were the fans and the players still doing? Putting the horns down. All right,
Well,
about to find out.
Nick Saban sounded like Greg Popovich the other night. We got to show some class.
Don't boo him. Don't boo him. We don't do that here.
When that happened, I was like, "Damn, all right, Pop."
Although
I've never seen a head coach go on the PA system and tell the home crowd to stop booing another player. I've never seen that shit ever in my life.
Well,
I felt the same way Gilbert Arenas felt.
Well, I still think the greatest soundbite was still Frank White when he said, "You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati." That's still one of my all-time favorite soundbites of a head coach trying to clown a fan base.
All right, getting into the predictions of NFL. The first game on the list, the Tennessee Titans taking on the Indianapolis Colts in Nashville, Tennessee. The line has Indy at -1, over and under at 42.5. Kay, who we got here?
Indy.
Okay. Titans have been playing like ass. Dub?
I'm expecting a big day from Zach Moss taking the low since Jonathan Taylor's not going to play. I like the Colts to maintain their last slot in the playoff spot.
I like Uncle Rico. I've been a fan of his since he came out in Jacksonville. I've actually, been a kind of a fan of him since he was at Washington State. I'm going to go with Uncle Rico here over the Titans have been, like I said, playing like shit. Even though they are 4-1 at home, which is all four, of their wins. The Colts are also 4-1. So, I mean, it could be a close one. I mean, -1. They're definitely not giving any of these teams credit for being any good.
Which includes a road win in Baltimore for the Colts, which people forget.
So let's people calm down on Mr. Minshew, on Uncle Rico there. Trust me, he's actually pretty decent. Not like elite. I'm not going to sit here and say he's
serviceable. He's very serviceable.
Yeah, serviceable backup. Kind of like a Ryan Fitzpatrick almost.
Yes.
The guy you don't mind having in there for your team.
No, we not gonna put him and Fitzy in the same category. No, I ain't sliding. Nope, not in the same category. Gardner Mitchell, good, but he good. I like Uncle Rico. You hear me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I crowned him that damn nickname. So it's like I definitely like him. I gave him the perfect nickname for his game. Look, mustache, everything was composite.
Second and goal for the Huskies. Oh, nice play fake.
Nah.
And throws it away.
I would say this. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzy is in a different I'm gonna say above, so people understand what I mean, in a different category than Uncle Rico. I'm gonna end it like that.
That's fair. Patriots, Chargers in Foxborough. Chargers just coming off a loss to Baltimore, but they do have the Chargers favored at -5.5, with the over/under being 40.5. I mean, we talked about it on the show on Tuesday. The Chargers, it seems like the same old Chargers. They're kind of exciting to watch at certain points. You know, they can put up some points, put up some stats and all that other kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's still an L on the board and they ain't making the playoffs. So that's, with this team, 4-7 right now when everyone was expecting them to at least be a wild card team. It's just Chargers will be the Chargers, but they are playing a Patriots team who is
Don't know who the
god
quarterback
awful.
is.
Absolutely god awful. So awful to the point where I forgot who it was, but I think he was up to Saquon Barkley and said, "You guys are lucky we're ass." So even they admit they suck. They're 1-5 at home, which I don't think in the Bill Belichick era has ever happened as his tenure as the head coach.
Well, they were 5-11 his first year in Foxborough back in 2000.
5-11, but not 2-9. Like to be honest, I don't see them getting those 3 extra wins to tie that. I really don't. But again, the Chargers are one of those teams where you expect them to win, but we'll see what happens. This one might be a little bit closer than the 5.5 that they're getting. But I mean, with all that said, I'm still, and it's very reluctant for me to do this, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. Okay,
Patriots.
get that one notch on the board. Dub.
Reluctantly, and I really do mean reluctantly, because again, who is the damn quarterback for the Patriots? Who's starting? Of course, Bill Belichick, being the arrogant asshole that he is, won't name who the starter is. I'm like, bro.
It's Billy
Zappy.
Zappy.
It's
It's Billy
Zappy.
Zappy. He already named it.
Oh, so Zappy is starting. Okay.
Yep.
The only offensive player they have is Stevenson, and Stevenson's been playing. He's been the only spark for the offense all year for the Patriots because Juju has forgotten how to catch the ball, and unfortunately, their best wide receiver is out for the season in Kendrick Bourne. Hunter Henry has been forgotten because when he was with the Chargers, he was a very good complimentary tight end to Antonio Gates. So reluctantly, I'm picking the Chargers just because I trust Justin Herbert more than I would Zappy. But with these two original AFL football teams, I don't know. It's almost like do we have to pick this game?
Almost, right? Going into the next one, the Detroit Lions taking on the New Orleans Aints. Detroit favored by 4.5. The over/under being 46.5. K, who we got here? I think I don't even really need to ask K, but nonetheless, K, who we got?
Detroit.
Deb.
Lions will bounce back from the embarrassment on Thanksgiving because, again, the question you always have with the Saints is which version of Derek Carr are you going to get? We don't know. But the Lions' run game with Gibbs and Montgomery, it might be a little bit too much for the Saints' defense to handle.
Well, I mean, even if Derek Carr plays at his absolute best, they don't really have offensive weapons outside of the running back.
Outside of Kamara, you're correct.
They don't really have weapons.
But even then,
or at least weapons that can run more than 2 routes, right, K?
That's true.
I don't say all that. I'm just saying, like, yeah, no, I get you. I mean, they just don't have consistent weapons.
So they haven't been consistent really all year, even regardless of the 5 and 6. That's just.
And that's why the Falcons are in first place in the South with their 3-0 division record.
Early.
Such a bad division. I'm gonna go with the Lions here. Another NFC South team on the list, the Atlanta Falcons taking on the the East Rutherford Jets, as Dub likes to call them.
That's where they play.
Atlanta's there at they got -2 on the line right now. The over under being 33.5. Oh my God. They're they're thinking this game is going to be abysmal. And judging by the two teams, it probably will be. But with all that, Kay, who you got here?
Jets.
Okay. Dub?
It's unfortunate because as Oregon's on the move, as they're near the goal line. Oh, it's a touchdown for Oregon. Oh my. I'm picking Atlanta because and I think Arthur Smith is finally learning how to use that dang running back named Bijan Robinson, who I've been begging for them to use all season long. It's unfortunate because you have two very phenomenal young backs in Brees Hall and Bijan who should be on display at their greatest to show off their talents. But I mean, Tim Boyle, what? Desmond Ritter, what? I mean, the Falcons are underutilizing Drake London. They're underutilizing Cal Pitts. But I think the run game of Tyler Algier and Bijan might be a little bit too much, even though the Jets defense has been playing fantastic. The Jets defense has been wasted all season long. Let's just
Yeah,
let's just
100%.
call it what it is. The Jets defense has been legit, and any other year with decent quarterback play, the Jets might be in first place in the East, or at least a game behind Miami. But I'm still picking Atlanta just because I think Atlanta has a little bit more stability in the run game, and I mean, heck, it might be a baseball score. It might be a 12. It might be a 12-9 type. It might be a 12-9 type game. I think the one team that scores the one touchdown might win the actual doggone game.
Yeah, I
Might
think
be
I
a
don't
battle
know.
between kick. Is Nick Folk on the Jets? He's not on the Jets anymore, is he?
No, Greg Zuerlein is the Jets kicker.
So it's basically it's Young Ho Koo versus Greg
Yes.
Zuerlein.
No, I
This
really
weekend.
don't believe it's gonna happen like that. I'm telling you. I feel like the Jets, because if you look at the Falcons schedule, every team that they played that actually know how to cover like receivers, they pretty much lose to them or they struggle with them. They even lost to the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? So it's like every team, like the Titans, the doggone, like the Cards, they lost to the Saints, but again, they lost to the Commanders. Like all of these teams they was losing to, it's like it made sense. I mean,
Yeah, and the
know.
Jets defense actually might. Actually,
And
now
that's
that you
what I
put
was
it
saying.
that
Like,
way, the Jets defense might definitely be the factor. They might be the part that scores the touchdown to win
yeah,
that
because I
game.
know
That
y'all
Jets
saying that
defense.
the running back is gonna be like the biggest thing, but that's what I was saying. It's like if you only can just tee off on Bijan, I don't really think that they're gonna be able to do all of that. That's why I feel like this gonna be a game where it's like they gonna win that shit. The Jets gonna win that motherfucker, and then you know what I mean. That's gonna give them the little hope that they looking for to be like, oh, Aaron, come back. But now I feel you. Like I get it could definitely happen how Dub said, but I really don't believe that just based off of again, this ain't no hatred. I'm just looking at what the teams they played and the teams they lost to. And all of
Well,
those teams they can
you have
cover
more knowledge
receivers.
about them because it's the same division and everything else like that too. So, like, I get it, and it's pretty
Well,
much,
yeah, I just know that
and
the quarterback
I
is ass.
agree with what you're
Everybody
saying, and
know that.
that's kind of why. Say what?
I mean, everybody know that the quarterback is ass and he ain't getting the ball to the receivers. Kyle Pitts ain't used. Dub just said that. So it's like everybody knows those things. So if you know those things already, it's like, you know what I mean? Like the only thing you really got to do is just, and that's why I feel like the Jets, they got a good defense. They struggle on offense. And the Falcons defense is like solid because you got Calais and all them, but it ain't like they can cover somebody like that. So Garrett might get a whole bunch of catches that game. You know what I'm saying? This might be one of those games where it's like, whoever at quarterback, he gonna look like a dude. You know what I'm saying? Like this might be one of those Mike White games. You know what I'm saying? Like how Mike
Oh
White come out
shit!
and it's like they just beat a team like oh shit. Like this, I'm telling you, this might be one of those games, bro.
I
That's what
agree,
I feel.
I'm with Kay on this one. I'm gonna go with the Jets because of the defense, and I really don't think Arthur Smith has completely figured it out just yet.
No,
Um,
he hasn't.
I'm kind of like I'll believe it when I see it type of thing. um, Next one on the list.
34-31 with 2:14 to go. Washington holding on to a 3-point lead, by the way. And they're going for an onside kick.
God damn, that's a good game. The Cardinals taking on the Steelers in Pittsburgh, PA. Pittsburgh is favored by 6.5. The over is 41.5. Kyler Murray is back, but he has nobody. So
And they just said bye-bye to Zach Ertz.
yeah, so I again, they're trying to. I really do feel like they're trying to tank it. They're gonna be moving on, I feel, from Kyler Murray at the end of this year. I don't really think there's a question behind that.
Where do you
Um,
think he'll go? Who will take a flyer on him? Or who should take a flyer on him?
the newly crowned Las Vegas A's.
You think he should go to back to
Yeah,
baseball?
he'll go back to baseball. He'll go back to base, and I said this, and Kay said he can bring Jameis on with him. But I think this because
So
as
hold
much
on.
as
Whoa there, buddy. Whoa there, buddy. All right now. Hold on. All right. Joke's cool. All right now, buddy. Calm down. Calm down. Let's just calm down here. Let's calm down here.
I
All right.
think I don't think Kyler Murray is. And again, this is my personal just opinion from what I've seen and everything that's been going on. I do not think Kyler Murray is fully invested in it, and I think if he goes to baseball, that opens up his Call of Duty schedule, and it'll work out perfectly for him. That's what I think. I mean, the stats are there. When Call of Duty comes out, he starts playing like shit. That's just what happens. I can't. The stats are there. I can't fucking say it's not, but the stats are there. Anytime a new Call of Duty comes out, he plays like shit. So the only way to combat that for him, to where he can play a regular season without really getting too distracted, go play baseball. Different part of the year. You're good there. You're good there. I mean, he probably will, stay in the NFL, but if
He
you
only
go to
been back 2
baseball, you
games,
have
right?
if you go to baseball, you have, higher contracts. He can probably make more money there if he's really as good as they were saying. I mean, he was a top, what was he, the number one overall pick in the
Correct.
MLB draft, for the A's, so obviously he's pretty good. He has more chances of making money. He's not going to make it with the A's because they're still going to Billy Bean that shit, even though they're in Vegas. Um, he'll probably end up going somewhere, making a shit ton of money there. And it's a less physically demanding sport, especially for somebody his size, being a quarterback and stuff. It just, I think he's going to take health into it. And I think he's going to take Call of Duty schedule into it. And therefore, he's going to be in the MLB next year. So that's just me. People can take it for what it is. Will it
He's only
happen?
made
I don't
back 2
know. I'm
games.
obviously, talking shit here, but I honestly, I don't think he'll be playing football next year. I think he'll be playing
Right. How
baseball.
many games has he been back? 2? He's only
One.
been back 2 games, right? He's been
Well,
back
this will
one.
be his
Nah,
second game back.
it's
Yeah.
been more than 1 game. It's been more than 1 game based on his stats.
It's been at least 2. I know he was back against
Because he
hold
got
on,
700
let me
yards already. So I just, whether
Oh
if it's
yeah, that wasn't
one,
in one
I
game.
mean,
Man.
whether if it's 2 or 3 games, he already got 700 yards. So with nobody there, the man is still playing really well. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say that's passing yards.
This would be his. Hold on, This would be actually his 4th game because he was there against the Falcons, played against the Texans, played against the Rams. So this would be game number 4 for Kyler. Game number 4.
So he's
4
played 3
games,
so
700
far.
yards.
So he's played 3 so far. He said this would be his 4th game.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
So he's played 3 so far. So 700 yards in 3 games. That's pretty
It's like
good.
what,
I mean,
250 each? Less
with
than
no
250 each
receivers,
game?
with no number one receiver, with no number one receiver, and the number
I
one tight
think
end you had,
Arizona's
you pretty
taking the
much
fun
got
out of
just
it
got rid
for
of.
him. That's why I think he's going to leave. Like the fun of being in the NFL for Kyler Murray is just not there.
I mean, they
I
rebuilding.
mean,
do
good
like
he's
Ron.
rebuilding, but is Kyler Murray going to be like? Is he going to want to stay in Arizona for that? No, Fuck no.
I do like I do
Why do you
like
feel that
Rondale
way?
Moore
He
though.
young. He tore his ACL. What makes you think he doesn't?
And
He
that's
himself
one
is
of the
rebuilding.
reasons why I think when I say health is going to be considered is what's a higher probability of him, tearing a ACL or anything in baseball or in football? Higher in football.
Look, you just looking at that, but I'm saying even if he stay football, what is the realization that you thinking another team gonna grab Kyler off an ACL injury? He might well stay where the hell he at and just ride this thing on out.
Arizona's not literally
What
Arizona
makes
is
you
trying
think
to
that?
tank. They are. That's why I'm telling you, they are moving on from Kyler Murray next year.
All of the media pundits are saying that. So what makes you guys think they're trying to go get a quarterback? That's what I'm saying to you. What all y'all think they're going to get a quarterback? Why y'all think he's going to get Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Of quote unquote, and this is what, and I'm not putting this out there because I'm just reporting exactly what the media has been saying. With quote unquote how deep this quarterback class is this year, I think they will take their chances with one of those quarterbacks other than Kyler Murray. They've had too many problems with him already. And I'm not saying the injury is a problem because that shit happens. But that whole thing that came out with the contract, with that being in there, that he has to have a certain amount of study time and everything, just a lot of shit that the organization and Kyler Murray have been disagreeing on his entirety there. There is nothing that tells me that Kyler Murray is going to be wearing a Cardinals uniform next year. And since he's going to be moving on, I really don't know where else that he would go. I don't know what other team would, like you said, I don't know another team that would take a flyer on him, especially after ACL. He just had an
I
ACL.
hear you.
He's,
I mean,
he's under 5'10".
You just said all of this. I hear you, bro.
Right.
All I'm saying is, again, all of that like vaguely makes sense. And again, like I said, they really don't have many situations other than the whole game thing that everybody's been making jokes on about 2 years. Okay. He had the one situation. That's really it. Outside of that, ain't really heard too much. Like they've been really like beefing like that outside of him and the coach. They got rid of the coach. Like that right there tells me Kyle is going to be there.
Too?
I mean, they didn't get rid of the damn quarterback. I mean, they could have got rid of this guy. They could have got rid of Kyler before he got hurt.
But what I'm saying is,
got rid of him before he got hurt.
But this is what I'm saying. They got rid of the coach that wanted him, and they got rid of the GM that drafted him. So now they're bringing in a new head coach and a new GM. Nine times
that.
Out
gonna
of
want their
10.
own guys and all that. You said this. I get it. But at the same time, that don't always be the case. That's what I'm saying to you. That don't always be the case.
So then can you answer the question of who would pick him up? Who would take a flight?
Because
look
what just happened in
Denver.
Denver.
Go out on a limb to get Kyler Murray.
My biggest point is Denver. Denver is my biggest point. You made it seem like earlier this year that Denver wasn't gonna figure it out. You threw them under the bus after that 70-20 loss. I told you they was gonna figure that shit out. Look, they figured it the fuck out. This is my point. They can get somebody in that'll come in with what Kyler got going on, get a GM to figure out this situation, and they can actually build something. They got rid of everything else, but they didn't get rid of Kyler. They gave Kyler a contract. They building for Kyler. They trying to train for Kyler.
They can't cut.
Ain't got nothing to do about that.
They take dead cap and then
you can healthy scratch this motherfucker. You gotta pay him no matter what. Like he could just sit on the goddamn bench and you can get a number one pick. You ain't got to put him in the game.
And that's all she wrote.
Washington.
The Huskies just got the first down on 3rd down, and the final Pac-12 championship is going to the Huskies. Whoa, Nelly. And looks like they're going to secure their spot
Seattle's
in
going
the
crazy.
semifinal.
Seattle is
Oh, yeah.
going crazy.
Yeah, this will be the second time in the playoff for the Huskies. And there goes
yeah.
the Gatorade shower.
Good for them. Good
But
for
yeah,
them.
like I said, they can easily fucking build around Kyler the same way they just did with Russell when they got rid of Hackett and all of that crap up there in Denver. Same thing can happen. And the fact that it's happening for Russell that way is even more of an incentive or even more of an example for them to stay pat with Kyler. Because he had a season where he got over 11 wins.
And I agree with you that of the possibility and stuff like that of that happening, yes. But it's just with everything that's lining up, the fact that they're getting rid of everybody to try and
Make the dots connect. Make the dots connect because you're just saying vague statements. What dots are you're connecting outside of the
dots
game?
are there. They're getting rid of everybody so they can secure a top 5 overall pick. They're going to move on from Kyler because, again, there's this group of quarterbacks that everybody's got. Now, are any of these quarterbacks going to be worth a shit when they get here? That remains to be seen. But because of all the hype around this class, everyone's talking, there might be 7 to 10 quarterbacks that can go in the first round. I don't see Arizona not hopping on that bandwagon. I just don't.
I'm gonna bust around you. I'm gonna bust around you all the way to my question to Dub. Dub, out of all of these quarterbacks being nice and all of this stuff in this class, who's still the number 1 pick overall do they believe to be in the draft coming up?
If he comes out, if he comes out, they're pretty much still going to say that Caleb Williams is going to go number 1 overall, despite the fact that he's struggled down the stretch.
Can't beat Utah.
They're still probably going to project him to be the number 1 quarterback taken in the draft.
Number 1 quarterback, but the number 1 player, who do you feel like that'll be?
Harrison. That's just me.
Best player in the draft. That's a tough. To me, I think the best player overall coming out of the draft is Marvin Harrison Jr. If you want me to be 100, I think it's him. The kid has a tremendous. I mean, obviously, his Hall of Fame father. We know what he's done. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Harrison Jr. becomes the first receiver drafted number 1 overall since Keyshawn back in '96. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
So that's pretty much my point. And the way the Cardinals have been setting themselves up to have multiple picks. So you still can get that guy, go back and get another guy. Because it's not just quarterbacks, it's all kind of weapons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can do the exact same thing that the Dolphins did when they got Tua. They got Tua second. You see what I'm saying? Because then they had like 5th and like they had something else, right? They had like 2nd and 5th or some shit like that, right? They had like 2 crazy ass picks right behind each other, and they end up getting Tua second. If I'm not mistaken.
Year.
Not last year. I'm talking about when they got Tua. The year they got Tua, the Dolphins had 2 first-round picks, and if I'm not mistaken, it was 2 top 5 picks.
Yeah,
they were like 2nd and 5th.
One was Tua, and I think the other one was Jalen Waddle. You're absolutely right.
I was going to say, was it Waddle?
And I think they got Waddle first because of his hype, because nobody wanted Tua.
Yeah, Waddle was first,
and then they
came back. They came back to get Tua, even though I think what happened was they picked Tua because if the Chargers didn't pick Justin Herbert, Herbert would have went to Miami.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Now, could you imagine Justin Herbert throwing a Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? Good grief! Him putting Justin Herbert with Mike McDaniel.
I think he'd probably. Honestly, I think he'd be doing the same thing Tua is doing. There's not much of a drop off between Herbert and Tua. I don't think
replacing them would be a thing, but I don't know. I think Tyreek also had a choice of going to the Chargers too, and he still picked the Dolphins.
Well,
So
it was between.
Did he pick the Dolphins or did they just trade him?
no, he picked the Dolphins.
No, he picked Miami because it was between the Jets and Miami.
Yep.
And he was like,
gotta get him in there. Mizzo, what's up?
oh
man?
yes, it's break time for Mizzle.
Mizzle is still on the clock. I'm just hiding away right now. I got all my stuff
Got it.
done, so I can chime in for a little bit.
There you go. There you go.
But before, hey, I love the whole thing between K and JP. You guys had me cracking the fuck up.
Yes,
I love
it. Yes.
Appreciate it.
How you doing, fellas?
Oh, good, man. How are you?
I'm out of here and start my weekend.
I feel that.
All of us. Speaking of Tua and the Dolphins taking on the Washington Commanders in Landover, Maryland.
The worst grass in NFL. That grass is horrible. That grass is horrible.
That's
made me cry for RG3.
Yeah.
But then I have a little bit of a thing here. The Dolphins, they've been at certain points playing down to the competition. I was pissed off at Tua last week. That motherfucker didn't get me 1 point in fantasy. Even with the win. 0.86. I'm pissed. That ain't funny. That's fucked up. Right? So I kind of see it right here. This could be one of those games, even though Miami's, favored at 9.5. This might be one of those games where Washington just comes out and outright fucking surprises everybody. Now,
I mean, Sam Howell's the leading passer in the NFL.
That's what I'm about to say. They ain't surprising nobody. Sam out there killing them boys. Talk about it.
Also, the most sacked quarterback in the NFL as well.
That's true.
Definitely.
Too.
Hey, I like it. I like it.
He's had Sam Howell over 3,200 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 13 picks. But I think this might be one of those games Dolphins play too far down to their competition, and the Commanders end up taking out a win, pissing off Mike McDaniels even more that he just lost to the team that basically got rid of him and didn't want to give him a chance. So
stopping Mostert on that Commanders defense.
Well, nobody
or
since
the
they
run
got
game
rid
at
of
all.
Sweat and fucking Chase Young.
Oh, and A-Chain is returning for Miami. Keep that in mind.
Ooh, shit.
75 yards walking out the bed.
Damn. Well, all right. Well, that just changed my pick. Dolphins up. I forgot about that wholeheartedly right there. I forgot about it. I was like, oh, shit, A-Chain's back.
He's returning.
And hell, that's the
I
only
mean, it
reason
would've
why
been
they
bad
didn't blow
enough
my
with
Raiders
just
out because
Mostert.
Who's returning? Who's returning?
A-Chain's returning for Miami.
Why am I
He
still
was that
showing
other
the blank?
running back that before he got hurt was about to take Mostert's job.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm still not. I mean, running backs. It take them a few weeks to get back acclimated. I mean,
this might be the perfect game.
Offensive line,
Perfect game to come back.
That man can run on one leg and still get damn near about 110.
Especially against this team. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Kay, who you got?
I got the Commanders.
I like it.
Yep.
I got the Commanders. The full reason why, very quickly, because there's four of us. Simply because the Dolphins always lose to these kind of teams. They, like you said earlier in the statement, they play down to the competition. They really kind of get lackluster in all these situations, and they're in Washington, right?
Yep.
They are in Landover.
That field is ass, and it's December now. That field is ass. It might be mushy.
That's a good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good
it's gonna
point.
be. You can't have your track runners out there doing their thing.
Miami is also 3-3 on the road.
That's a good point.
So You know, it might get ugly for them boys for a quick second. It might be a field goal game. That might be a field goal game because the track team might not be out, or they could just blow their ass the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know,
It's either one or the other.
Well, I'm anxious to see what this Commanders defense is going to look like now that Jack Del Rio has been let go. So
There's a lot going on with that team right now. That
so
now that
so
we
so
talk about it, I'm even further going with Miami on this one. Mizzo, or actually, Deb, did you make your pick?
I'm still picking the Dolphins.
Okay, Miz.
I'm gonna stick with the Dolphins. I just think that might be too much Tyreek Hill, to Waddle, yada yada yada.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if Tyreek Hill just popped off for over 200 this game.
But I'm also
To get 2,000 yards, he is going to get 2,000 yards.
But I also
Jesus.
understand what Case. But I also understand what Case saying. It wouldn't surprise me if the Commies did get the win because again,
No.
the Dolphins have been known to lose to teams like this. So
Can
I
that
get
Cummings offensive line hold up against that front of the Dolphins?
that's a good question. But then
it
again,
ain't about that.
But also, Phillips is out for the season, and that's a huge loss for Miami.
And if it's mushy up there, can that track team actually run in that mush?
That's a good question too.
Tyreek Hill can do it.
Yeah, but you got one weapon, and it's easy to stop him when it's just him. If everybody else ain't hitting, that's how they be losing
nobody
games.
stopped them all this year. Who stopped Tyreek?
That's how they be losing games. When they lose their games, everybody else don't play well but Tyreek. So it's easy to stop him.
Or you can just contain everybody else if he's the only weapon that's producing stuff. Then
I mean,
this game would be decided on if they stop Mostert.
In the
If they stop
season,
Mostert, then the Commies got a good chance. I'll leave it at that. If they stop Mostert, they got a good fighting chance.
That's a good one. Let's go. Next one on the list over in Houston, Texans versus the Denver Broncos.
I'm picking.
The line has Houston at negative or at -3 with the over-under being 47.5. I really, really like the way CJ Stroud has been playing. And I like the way that defense has kind of evolved a little bit. I like what D'Amico Ryans is doing there. But with all that being said, the Broncos have been like red fucking hot. Red fucking hot. And I mean, Texans have been 4-2 at home. The Broncos are 2-2 on the road. Yet, this might actually be a tough one. But I'm going to go with the home team here. I think the Texans and CJ Stroud might end up putting a stop to that run. Deb?
Denver, for some reason, struggles in Houston. And that was the case when the Houston Oilers were playing in the NFL, the old House of Pain in the Astrodome. But Devin Singletary's been running crazy. Damian Pierce has returning, so now you got a two-headed monster running back. Like I said, Stroud, his poise has been fabulous. D'Amico Ryans has basically let them take the training wheels off the offense. And plus, I just think the way that they lost heartbreakingly to the Jaguars last week, I think they will use that as fuel. And eventually winning streaks come to an end. And Denver, some of those wins have been by some lucky bounces of the ball. They got lucky against the Bills because there were 12 men on the field. They got lucky against the Vikings because the Vikings were in a giving mood and kept turning the ball over. But I think the Texans will it'll be a close game, but I think the Texans get this one. I think the Texans have something to prove, and they're trying to show that they are for real and that they're starting a year early than schedule in their rebuilding of a winner with D'Amico Ryans. And I'm still saying right now, D'Amico Ryans is your coach of the year.
Yeah, I could agree with that one. And I think CJ Stroud might win Rookie of the Year as well. Mizzle?
At NRG Stadium?
It is in Houston.
They're in Houston.
Goodness. I hate the Broncos with a passion, but they're playing good football, so you got to give credit where credit is due. Russell Wilson looked like he had the fountain of youth a little bit. I'm gonna still ride with the Texans. I like that kid, C.J. Stroud, man. I liked him coming out of college. I think he should have been a number 1 overall pick, if you ask me. But you never know what an organization wants. And again, I'm gonna have to piggyback on what W said. D'Amico Ryan's got those boys soaking up all that Kool-Aid, and they're playing damn good football. Yeah. So when you got a team that's want to run through a wall for your coach, it's almost D'Amico Ryan is almost getting like the Mike Tomlin rule. You don't go against him. He's getting there to me a little bit. So I'm gonna ride with the Texans on that one.
Okay. You're muted if you didn't know.
I was trying to unmute it. Damn fucking bag fell on the damn keypad at the same time. So it was catching that sensor. I'm like, you motherfucker. I threw it in anger. So so I was waiting on this. God dang it. So here's why I'm not picking Houston, right? For the simple, all right. So this is my first question. Houston, their state, that's a dome, right?
Yep.
No, it's retractable.
They keep it closed majority of the time.
Yeah, it could be.
Cool. So
they keep it closed majority of the time.
So my point is, a dome in the South, Sean Payton gonna get flashbacks. They finna blow their ass out. They finna blow their ass out. Kay.
I do like that
they
point.
They finna blow them boys out. I'm telling you.
Back in New Orleans, huh? I like that point.
He got Russell playing young again. He finna go out there and modern Drew Brees this boy one time. I'm telling you. They finna go out there, bro. It's finna get crazy. Next thing you know, Jared Jeudy finna put up tier 1 receiver numbers this game. It's gonna be like, what the fuck? Now Jared Jeudy gonna be looking at Steve Smith. We're gonna be like, oh shit, here we go. We know you ain't you. It's the coach, the goddamn quarterback, and they just in fucking flow, and you just so happily goddamn gonna ran the right route. But no, I feel like I feel like the Broncos really gonna beat them boys just simply because their defense is playing really well. Offense is playing really well. And CJ Stroud has been balling most definitely. He definitely gonna win rookie year. I completely agree with that take. But I do think that experience is gonna beat youth in this situation.
You hit it like when you say it like that, you can't. That's a good argument right there, man. I like that.
No, it's
very
good.
I like about Kay. He challenges me in his arguments. That's why I like it. Next one on the list, Kay's beloved Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home against the shit show dumpster fire that is the Carolina Panthers. I really don't think any of us really have to say. I think it's kind of a universal thing at this point.
I don't know, because I'm be honest. I'm picking my team because my team, but I still think the Panthers might win because they just fired their head coach.
Think they're going to pull that rally around the interim coach type of thing?
That shit might slide. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, but will they allow it? Well, you know what? They might, because I don't know if they want Chicago to have that number 1 pick.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I call him Chris Christensen, but Dave Canellis, bro, I'm so tired of his shit. I'm so tired of his shit. I ain't said it yet, and I've been trying to hold on. I'm so tired of his shit. He got Baker looking good. But like, all honesty, like, I'm so tired of his shit. Like, we not winning games. We not turning over all these goddamn weapons. We have Byron Leftwich, fucking goddamn mad-ass offense. We won a damn Super Bowl. And you can't fucking do shit. You had, like, we thought it was you. I fucking forgot. You were just a quarterback coach. You just tell Gino, you doing good, bro. You doing good. Like, you had no damn playbook. Fucking shit, bro. Like, what? But we were trying to save money. We had Tom just retired. We had to pay him because he retired. A bunch of shit. So I think I'm like, bro, we paid Baker $8 million, bro. Like, we trying to save fucking money, bro. Like, Baker been playing well. He been playing immaculate for us, bro. He's been playing way more than $8 million worth of dollar money. I ain't gonna even lie to you, but
Well, a little over 20 or just under 2,600 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That sounds about right. 8 million's good. Probably overpaid.
see what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. That's hatred. That's you gotta get the hate out your heart. He playing over $8 million because the way you be talking down about
Forever.
Baker, look. This week 13, he got 7 interceptions. He ain't even in double digits. He not even averaging a pick a game. The way you talking like you supposed to average a pick a game.
You're more
I had a
lenient
lesser
on that
quarterback
because you
4
had a
years ago.
quarterback
This
throw for 30
motherfucker at this
interceptions
point
one
he
year.
had
That's why it's a little
24
more
picks.
lenient
I'm
for
not
you.
trying to hear that shit, dude. He had 24 picks going into week 13. What the fuck is you talking about, dude? I ain't trying to hear that shit. 4 years ago, bro. 24 fucking picks going into week 13. It was something crazy like that. Like 27. Like, what the hell? Like, bro, it was crazy. Because he had a couple games where he ain't throw nothing. So he for sure had a high number, bro.
He made up for him the next game, though.
What the fuck, bro? I'm telling you, like it was so crazy, bro. I used to tell people he wait till after he throw his third pick before he start playing football. Like that shit was wild, bro. He'll throw 3 picks and they're like, all right, I'm gonna start playing football now. Now you go out there and throw for 300 yards. And it's like you threw 3 picks, so you have 45 yards. You have 45 yards.
I live
three
for the
interceptions.
Jameis Winston
You go
rants. I live for
300.
this.
Oh, he's got good ones. You should go back. I think it was a long time ago, a couple years ago. I think. Well, I think it was
Bro.
probably within like the first 100 episodes. He literally has a 45-minute rant. Like I'm not shitting you. Like we
I
looked at
believe
the
it.
time clock. There was a
I believe it.
45-minute
That's
rant.
when I was a property manager. Oh my god, when I was a property manager, bro, I used to duck off and have to go in the corners and fucking. I used to have rants about Jameis Winston, bro. When I was doing my routes and shit, had to fucking do my little tours around the property. Bro, he used to piss me the fuck off. That was first year. That was our last year with Jameis. I was fucking mad, dog. I'm telling you, he used to piss me off. Oh my god, 3 picks, then he'll start playing football. That only game, like I said, I've said this before, y'all both on the show when I said this, literally the only rememberable game he ever had when he had 50 fucking points in LA. He surprised Warren Sapp. Like, that's how you know. When you surprise Warren Sapp and he like, oh shit, you owe shit from Warren Sapp, you did something. I did a rant in front of a 6-year-old on my Instagram. She asked me what's wrong. I said the guy, I'm trying my best not to fucking curse in front of my homeboy's niece. So I'm pissed. So I'm like,
I think
the
a couple
guy
of
with
them
the number
slipped,
3 on his chest and his back sucked. So I tried to explain it to her, and I explained it to her the best way I could, G-rated. You know, they could have put me on the Nick Tunes or
We
something
have a
like
guy
that.
on our team named Jameis Winston who sucks really bad. Like, how do you explain Jameis Winston to a 6-year-old?
I said the guy with the 3 on his chest and his back, or the back in his chest. I just said the number because I didn't want to say his name. Because every time at that time I said fucking in between his name, and I could never say his name without saying fucking in between his name. So I had to say it like that. I hated that dude, bro. Oh my god. Like, bro, if you at that time, bro, the first year of Jameis Winston, I never thought I could hate somebody more than I hated Josh Freeman. And he surpassed that shit thrice over. Oh my god.
Wow.
He made me forget all about Josh Freeman for a couple years, bro.
Wow. And Josh Freeman led them to a 10 and Josh Freeman led them to a 10-win season. That's how bad it. Wow.
Man, that wasn't him.
That was
that
it
was
wasn't
him. That was Chuck.
Hey, be it as it may, he had one 10-6 season as a starter. It did happen.
Oh,
that was Chucky. I'm not giving. Look, I don't give Chucky much credit. That was Chucky for sure.
Next one on the list, the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Cleveland Browns in Inglewood, California. They've got the Rams favored -4 with the over-under being 40.5. Oh, this game just reeks of stink.
And not to mention, Joe Flacco is getting the start for the dog pound.
Let's go. They go in the playoffs.
I don't even know if I want to pick it. Like both of these teams.
Over with. It's over with. They go into the playoffs. They go into the playoffs, boy. They don't put
Because
in Joe
Flacco.
It's over. Yes. Any team in contention for the playoffs, they put in Flacco, they go to the playoffs. I'm telling you. Look, the only time you can say it is when they went to the damn sorry-ass Jets. But other than that, hey, they didn't went to the playoffs. They might not have went far, but they went to the playoffs with Joe Cool.
I thought Flacco
Joe
retired.
Flacco will throw that shit away, though, but he'll get you to the playoffs.
When they said, oh, yeah, Joe Flacco is now starting for the Browns, I'm like, he's still here? Wait a minute.
They going to the playoffs. They're going to make it.
7-4. It's a good chance.
First round exodus, though.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. This one, though, I mean, the Rams have been playing just bad. But I mean,
Matt Stafford, you're going to get too.
I definitely don't have as much confidence in Joe Flacco like you do. But it being a rival, division rival, and the Browns have kind of been playing in spite of their quarterback play. Because even Deshaun Watson hasn't been playing great this year, and they've still been kind of winning games.
Well,
so
that defense has been legit all year. The Browns defense has been legit all year.
And that is probably the reason why I'm going to pick the Browns in this case. Dub, who you got?
I'm damn sure not picking the Inglewood Rams.
There we go. Mizzle?
Let's go dog pound.
Browns, because of their defense, all Joe Flacco got to do is hand the ball off and make the right pass, get Amari Cooper the ball, and you never know what Matt Stafford you're going to get. You know Aaron Donald's going to show up, but I think the Browns defense will win this game alone.
And goodness, this is I feel like going to be a lengthy conversation. The San Francisco or Santa Clara 49ers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field. ABC's game of the week. Niners are favored by 3. Over under being 47.5. Okay, let me start with you. Yeah, I hear
so you want Ragnarok first? That's all I'm just saying.
I knew I had to get it out of the way.
Hey, I'm just saying you want Ragnarok first, then all right. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure out how because you already know how I'm coming. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't got a DB on your roster to fucking stop AJ Brown. So we just go ahead and start there. You don't have a DB on your roster to stop AJ Brown. Name somebody. You can't name 2 people that can be in front of AJ Brown that can stop him. Not 2. You can't cloud him. You got nobody to stop him. Your only hope for the interior to get to Jalen Hurts, which he faster than everybody. It's over with, buddy. Your nice little win streak over with, buddy.
I'm still going with my team, but it's gonna be fucking rough to watch.
Man, y'all can't start the brotherly shove. That ain't sliding. It's over with.
Nobody can.
Y'all thought, look, the Sirianno or whatever. What's my boy name? The head coach. He's still mad about everything that happened last year.
Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, he mad about every single thing that happened last year. Y'all saw what he did earlier this year when he was yelling at the fans.
He got out the fans
after they won the game.
Was it Chicago? Not Chicago. What game was that?
They did it in Kansas City.
Was it Indy?
No, when they played Kansas City, he was yelling at
Kansas City. Yeah, after the Super Bowl. Yeah, see what I'm saying?
No, not after the Super Bowl. This year.
No, I'm saying I'm talking about after
Last
the Super
year.
Bowl.
That's what he said. He's still bitter.
After the Super Bowl loss, That's why he was referring. Got it. Like I'm just saying, he's referring it from the Super Bowl loss.
Yeah.
All right. So that makes even more. That's what I'm saying with y'all. I mean, granted, y'all lost to them, but I mean, did y'all really get better between that last game and now?
a put up or shut up type of thing, because Debo's been talking a whole bunch of shit. Everybody on the team's been talking about a whole bunch of shit. Everyone's saying, "Oh, if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, then they would have beat the Eagles." Well, this is the moment in time to prove it. If that was the case, then we'll see what happens this Sunday. Is it going to be close? I think so. But like you said, I don't know who's going to stop A.J. Brown. Fuck, not just A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, right around next to him. Goddard, right? I mean, Goddard's kind of like he'll be covered by Fred Warner and everything like that. That's not too worrisome for me. But they have two receivers.
Swift too.
Swift at the running back spot, who was out.
Everything I was about to say.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what I'm saying. Make sure
we don't have any DBs that can line up not just AJ Brown but Devontae Smith. Like I said, Ward has his spurts and moments here and there, but he's not consistent enough for me to be comfortable with this.
Can he guard a Heisman winner? That's the number 2 receiver. A Heisman winner.
Devontae Smith?
A Heisman winner. Think about it. He won the fucking Heisman. He's the number 2 receiver. Y'all boys finna lose.
Dub, I know you're a Niners fan, but what do we got here?
Here's the thing. The Eagles, for most of their games this year, most of their wins, they've found ways to pull it off at the end. Doesn't mean they necessarily have played well. Doesn't necessarily mean they have dominated. Like, for example, against the Bills last week. If Gabe Davis and Josh Allen don't have that miscommunication, the Bills are walking off in the rain in Philadelphia. The Bills put up 504 yards of offense against a pretty doggone good Eagles defense. They were 13 for 22 on third down conversions against a pretty good Eagles defense. With that said, they have to know where Hassan Reddick is, because the last time they played in January, Hassan Reddick was a force, and that's why Purdy got injured and Josh Johnson fell on his head.
To piggyback off that real quick, I just want to say this. This is a message to Kyle Shanahan. Look at me, Kyle. Look at me.
Uh-oh.
Look at me. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I swear to fucking God, you put our number 2 tight end on Hassan Reddick again, I'm fucking done. I am fucking done. You understand me? If you put anybody one-on-one with Hassan Reddick, I'm done. Because I know he's going to be that fucking backfield if you do.
This is Jaffo PSA. This is the second time JP has sat here and wanted to leave the 49ers. The first time was right at the Justin Fields situation. He wanted to become a Bears. Actually, it was that year before, actually, when he wanted to become a Bears fan. Yeah, a Bears fan. Still in the NFC. This is a PSA. This is the second time JP has threatened to leave the 49ers. Just want to go ahead and let that be known. Doo-doo-doo. Now back to your regular schedule program.
Usually third time's a charm, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna choose my team, but God, yeah, I'm not gonna be comfortable at all. Mizzle, who you got here?
Well, like Dub said, I'm not picking the Niners, and I'm gonna tell you why. Think too much Jalen Hurts, because you guys are gonna be too much focused on everything else. Jalen Hurts is gonna have a tremendous game. DeAndre Swift, tremendous game. I mean, you guys are going to punch each other in the mouth. It's going to happen. You guys are still bitter from last year. It's the what if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt type thing. So, like you said, Debo's already running his mouth, which I think he should not be doing. But, that makes for a good competition. Yeah. But you're not stopping A.J. Brown. You're not going to. He might put up 170 on y'all. But the Eagles kicker to win the game for the Eagles, because I think your defense is going to hang in there per se, but we all know that the Eagles some way somehow in the fourth quarter just finds a way. That's why they only have one loss. So good close game, but Eagles pull it out. I can't see myself picking the Niners in this one.
And the refs have been awesome for Philly, haven't they? They've been so great for them this year, haven't they? So non-biased in their shit. We'll see how that fucking goes this week.
Nah, I wouldn't go there. I think Kansas City gets more of the refs than anybody else in the league.
That is
Kansas
also
City
true.
gets all the calls. I disagree with that point.
Well, I mean, if it's the Chiefs versus the Eagles, you're probably going to have the Chiefs getting more of the calls. But Eagles have had a whole lot of shit bounce their way this year. That's a 10-1 that could easily be an 8-3. You know, so that.
Shit. Bro, I know it's so many fan bases like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm not a 49er fan crying about calls. Man, they let Trent Williams literally be out there UFCing motherfuckers. He think he got them Chuck Liddell. The fuck is he got going on, man? Like, we got a whole highlight tape of him UFCing motherfuckers. That is not how you play offensive line, Trent. What the fuck? I'm not fucking sliding.
No, you won that one. No. That's fair enough. That's fair. And then Sunday
football conversation though. Let's keep Trent Williams in the prayers, man. He just came out and said that he's battling cancer. So on football side alone, let's keep that man in our prayers.
Oh man, thank you, Mizzle. Thank you. Could give us a couple seconds, like let us get to another topic, and then bring it up. I just give him a shit about this, man. Now you bring up he got cancer, bro. I just want to let you know that I hear what you're saying, but he got cancer, dog. Like, oh, fuck. That's what it made me feel like an asshole.
I put you in the chest.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I felt like that was a Corey moment right there. My bad. I felt like my bad.
I'm be honest with you. I was finna give it to your whole fan base. I was finna say that was a criminal moment. That was a Florida State criminal moment. I was gonna get that to you. That's what I was giving that
to. Shit. The Sunday night football game, which I'm pretty sure got flexed. Weren't they Monday night
game
but then they got moved?
The Monday night game got flexed, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Chiefs Packers. But hold on. Wait a minute. They flexed the Chiefs Packers from Monday night to Sunday night and replaced it with the Bengals fucking Jaguars?
No. It was hold on. Hold on. No. Bengals and Jaguars was originally the Monday night game. Chiefs and Packers was originally the Sunday night game. No, it's week 15 that the Eagles and Seahawks got flexed to Monday night because I think it was the Patriots and somebody else on Monday night that got flexed out. But let me.
It was any prime time games for the rest of the year.
I know the Chiefs were in that conversation. I know people were like, "Whoa, the Chiefs got flexed out of a position." Oh shit! Like people were making a big deal about that. But I thought it was this week. That's why I was like, "Hold on, they replaced that with the Bengals Jaguars? What the fuck? Like, what kind of decision is that?"
Hold on. Hold on.
I mean, Joe Burrow probably
okay. Originally, the Chiefs and the Patriots were going to be on Monday night.
Right.
They got flexed out with the Eagles and Seahawks in week 15. Now the Chiefs and Patriots are going to be a Fox game at 10 a.m. That was the game that got flexed.
Got it.
Nobody wants to see the fucking Patriots on damn prime time anymore.
Yeah, no shit. Especially that blowout game. But anyways, Chiefs, Packers in Lambeau. Chiefs are 4-1 on the road. Packers just coming off a pretty decent win against the Lions on Thanksgiving. But 3-2 at home. I mean, I've always said that it's tough to play at Lambeau, but I don't know if the Chiefs are going to fall into that category. I think this is going to be at least a game the Chiefs go and take it by 14. I don't think the Packers have enough firepower to keep up. But then again, you think about it going, who does
Receiver's going to be catching the ball?
other than Travis. You know what? Rashid Rice, uh, that rookie wide receiver for the Chiefs. He's
They
been
got young talent over there. They still trying to figure it out. And the Chiefs. They got Sky Moore. They got a few different guys on the Chiefs. So I mean, they the Packers, they young talent was hurt and they just starting to come back. So I don't know. This might I think the Chiefs gonna take it. I think your take is correct. It's gonna be over 14 points. Just because you got Pat. I mean, I ain't gonna necessarily just put it all on Travis because just like you said with Rice, but I feel like he just figure out all these young guys. He just giving them all confidence. Each of them confidence. They all gonna have like a breakout game this season. It's not gonna be one consistent guy. All of them gonna have a different breakout game. And then the playoffs, they're gonna be doing their thing.
Is the audio and everything good for you guys?
No, that
I
shit
can hear
terrible.
Terrible. Yeah.
Hey,
can
audio
hear you.
You sound like you got on a Reptar fucking
You sound
mask.
like you. Yeah.
This man said Reptar. I'm done. He said Reptar. I'm
He got
done.
a 2001 Reptar mask.
This man
His
said
battery's
Reptar.
dying.
This man went Rugrats. I'm so done with you. I'm so done with you.
I'll go ahead and make my. I wish I had a shot of tequila to make this pick because I want to literally throw up in my mouth if I make this pick. But I'm gonna be a real football eye person. I am going to pick the Kermit the Frogs to win this game. It will win at least about 13, 14 points.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good now.
All right, better. My phone was getting ready to die. That's why the audio and shit was getting ready to.
Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense then.
Wait, I don't think Mizzle can't hear me. Mizzle
Oh,
can't
man,
hear
that's
me.
just
Kay
you
can
now.
hear me. Dub, can you hear me?
Well, Mizzle, I can't hear you no more.
Yeah, I can't hear Mizzle no more either.
Dub's muted.
Dub's muted. Oh,
now
okay.
Kay's not muted.
Okay, now everybody's coming through.
Okay. We're all good.
Prediction?
I'm picking the Chiefs. Okay, who you got?
I'll pick the Chiefs. We have Mizzle and I. We made our picks.
Oh, okay.
It's Dub.
Dub, who you got?
I'm going with KC.
And then to end it off, we got the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, no, maybe so.
The Bengals taking on the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Jacksonville is favored by 9. That being because Joe Burrow is not in for the Bengals. But Folsom legend Browning is in there, seeing if maybe they can pull off a win against the Jaguars. But we'll see what happens. But for myself, I am going to go with Jacksonville. Okay, who you got?
Yep. Duval.
Mizzle?
Couldn't hear at first.
Say what?
Couldn't hear at first.
The Bengals versus the Jaguars.
It's like somebody's covering your mouth for like the first 4 words and then they're letting your shit go.
It does kind of. It's like it. Whoa! There it is. That's all.
I think I got my earpiece in the wrong way, but I'm gonna go with the Jaguars.
Everybody with the Jaguars. All right. So that is the predictions aspect of Week 13 for the NFL season. We'll see how everything goes. A lot of good. I wouldn't say good, but there's some decent matchups and stuff like that. I'm still wondering who the hell put this whole schedule and everything together, because some of these weeks you just look at them and it's just like, what are we doing here? Why are we even watching this? But we'll see how Week 13 comes out, we will also give you guys all the recaps of everything come Tuesday morning. Before we get into the last and final segment of the show,
Shout out to
say
Liberty. Shout out
what?
to Liberty. Shout out to Liberty for winning the Conference USA football championship. They beat New Mexico. They beat New Mexico State 49-35, and they are 13-0 on the season. So,
Still
shout out to
not in the
Liberty.
college football playoff. It's still the BCS system, people. Don't let it fool you. It's still the BCS system. But before we get into the last topic, here is a message from our friends over at Mountain Mike's.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole California milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Our friends over at Mountain Mike's. And last segment, we've got a couple of updates of what we're going to be doing coming soon. And then we have our music artist of the week making our return to those segment, bringing musical aspect into the show the way we've always wanted it to really be. But some updates, myself and Kay, we've got a practice tomorrow. Kay is shooting currently.
Hold on, no. Let it ride. We got practice tomorrow. That's all we got going right now. Like, y'all stay tuned for all of that stuff. We got the game December 16th at River City High School at 6 p.m. Mizzle, if you're free, always invited.
It's my weekend off.
It's you say you just getting off at that time?
You got a weekend off that week.
Might be able to come catch the game. So yeah, if you want to, hey, pull up at River City High School. So brand new high school in West Sac. It's beautiful, nice feel. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a toy drive for the kids. So if you got a brand new toy, get in for free. Kids is free. So you can bring the whole family. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like a family-friendly environment type of situation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what we got coming up with the updates. Hey, do you want to talk about the musical guest? Because you actually saw this guy before you before we talk about you actually played the spot.
Wait. Oh, our artist. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you saw him live.
Artist of the week this week is different, and that's his name. Different. Not just this is. It's a little bit different. I guess what we're doing is a little bit different than most sports talk shows. So it would only be good that this young man saw him at the showcase over with DJ Madsticks opening up with the Spare Time Heroes down there in Elk Grove. When he came on, I was actually extremely impressed. He only did, I think, 4 songs. It was a 4-song set. But what he did was really impressive to me. Talked to him a little bit afterwards, have been in communication with him since then. So hopefully we'll be able to get him on the show to just talk a little bit somewhere down the line. But he had a song that came out that week that he also performed that honestly it's on Spotify, it's on YouTube. When I first heard this song, and I had it on repeat for a little while. Like the beat and everything, how he does his thing is really really impressive. So, and I think from what we're going to be doing from now on is we're going to be trying to do every single week, every Friday, having an artist of the week, whoever it may be. Hopefully we can get them on the show that same time so they can kind of talk about it a little bit before we, show their content and stuff. But any local artists, here in Sacramento or down in the Bay Area or really wherever, Any type of up and coming artists that want to get their name out there, that want to put their stuff out there, by all means, get a hold of us. We would love to be able to show you guys content, and we have, again, the best DJ in the entire fucking world with us to be able to kind of screen it and, let us know if it's actually pretty good or not. So, shoot us in the DMs. You guys see all the social medias and stuff right there below. The All Pro JAFFOs hitting us and all the DMs to let us know. And if you're an artist and you're actually going to be sending your music, actually send that to @DJ Madsticks. Send that to him so that, again, he can screen it, because we don't really put music unless DJ Madsticks says it's the way to go.
And tell him it's for the JAFFOs so he'll know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
make sure you put it for the JAFFOs.
Mm-hmm. And then we're in the process of, getting scheduling and everything else like that for a lot of other artists and stuff too. So there's a lot of new things coming with the show, a lot of things that we're trying to implement and get better. Upgrading the shows constantly. So more things coming. We appreciate the absolute hell out of it. And this is how we're going to try and end the shows from here on out, trying to get or at least on Fridays, get the music video, and then everybody has a great weekend. So we appreciate everybody for hanging out with us on this lovely Friday evening. Mizzle and Dub, always a fucking pleasure to have you guys on with us talking ball. For myself, JP. For the 610 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K. For Mizzle and Dub, go check out their show, the Mizzle and Dub Show. I would say, give a plug. What time you guys going on, and what's y'all looking like?
Well, actually, we're going to do a show tonight. We're going to recap the Pac-12 championship game between Washington and Oregon, and preview the rest of the conference championship games tomorrow. And who knows? You might see the JAFFOs make a special guest appearance if they're not sleeping, getting ready for practice tomorrow. You never know. But episode 134 will be coming your way tonight, and then 135 on Sunday after the recap. Well, actually, tomorrow while I'm on your platform. So tomorrow, here in Vegas, they just got done having the Minor League Football Hall of Fame, and then there's the Minor League Football All-Star Game. Yours truly and the Viking will be on the air broadcasting that. Scotty's doing all 3 games. I'm doing the first 2, then heading off to the studio to go talking ish with Dub and Chris from 5 to 6. And then, of course, Sunday, Fall Brawl, Week 1, Ace NFL. For those watching locally in Vegas, Fox 5.2. For those watching all across the world, AceNFL.tv on YouTube. So, your boy in the booth, back at it doing play-by-play. First time doing play-by-play for the A7. I'm psyched and ready to go, so come check us out.
Yeah.
Hey, since you brought it up, though, can I ask you really quick? So, like, say if the JAFFOs were to do another trekking, so that's when we came to the A7 chip game, right? Like, so
Correct.
for the fall ball, if we did another trekking situation, type of road trip situation, because that's what we call it, a trekking. If we did another trek, which game or which weekend would be the best for the fall brawl to check out?
Well, in hindsight, I would say I wish you guys could come tomorrow, because the nightcap is the Outlaws against the Insomniacs, which I know some people are upset because they put that game first in Week 1. But, of course, being the fact that, given the circumstances that Tone and Trey left the Insomniacs to start the Outlaws, they decide, since that's going to be, the Sunday night game underneath the lights, I would say come do that game. You can never go wrong when Sick and the Insomniacs play again, which they will play down the road this season. So, I mean, that'll be one game you can always check out, because when those two get together, that never disappoints. Of course, Sick has something to prove, because Sick, for the most part, is bringing back most of their roster. I mean, the Insomniacs are still intact, even though, yes, losing Trey and Tone would hurt most teams. It won't necessarily hurt the Insomniacs per se. So, I mean, I'm anxious to see the Alienators and the Pit Bosses coming together, same with the Gold and the Hunters. But in my opinion, if you want me to be, giving my analytical stage, I still think it's going to come down to the Insomniacs and Sick, because first off, we haven't seen the Alliance, because the Alliance are on the first bye, so they won't play until Week 2. But the Alliance has some players on there. So I mean, I'm anxious to see what the Outlaws and the Alliance will bring, because again, that is for those that don't know, longtime Raider safety Skip Dr. Death Thomas, his son is the coach for the Alliance. So there's a little tidbit information right there. So
Name dropping and everything going on. Look at you.
So we will see how it goes. But of course, it all starts 1 p.m. First game is Sick against the Hunters. Like I said, I still expect Sick to be Sick. Sick has something to prove. They feel like that they let one get away when they lost the Insomniacs in the Southwest Championship before. The Insomniacs, of course, went to go run the table. Of course, you know the Insomniacs moniker. We don't care. We're just better than everybody. So we shall see what happens. The Viking may play, may not play, but he will be in the booth with me. Also, Chris is joining us in the booth this year, so
nice.
It will be a 3-man booth. But also, if you haven't seen Scotty's link, he is donating his hair for Cure for Childhood Cancer. He has a GoFundMe out there, so go to his page. Go to the A7 page on Facebook, and anything you can donate. He's donating his hair for a good cause. Even though I am not ready to see a bald Viking, but he is.
Is he going to keep the beard?
He's keeping the beard for sure. He's not getting rid of the beard.
Give him a leather vest and give him a Harley, and that's exactly what we'll look like.
If he did that, I would have to check his tint.
Struck's already lifted.
I still call him from the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard. That will never ever change. But yeah, he's donating his hair to a fantastic cause. So please,
I've seen pictures of him when he was younger. He looked like a Cabbage Patch Kid. Keep the beard, okay? Keep the beard, please, Scotty.
Oh, that's fucked up.
But nothing but love, Scotty. Nothing but love. Hey, I gotta keep the beard too, bro. I look like shit without it. I can't. I promise.
Oh,
you.
We're not even gonna talk about those early days.
Yeah.
By the way, JP, happy birthday to your mom. Hope she enjoyed her birthday.
Hey,
hope it was very, very well. And
appreciate that. I'll let her know y'all said what's up.
Appreciate it,
ladies and gentlemen. Once again, appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this Friday. For myself, JP, for the 610 Beast, Mr. Country Cave, for Mizzle and Dub from the Mizzle and Dub Show. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. We will see you guys on Tuesday. And Artist of the Week. This is Different with Relate.
Why the fuck you ain't recording this shit?
Yeah. Look, it was a time when I was all alone with nowhere to go and no place to call home. See, my only friend was a girl up in the moon. And sometimes even she would go away too. But it was the nights when I would close my eyes and I would get to see her shadow flying high. She came to me with the sweetest smile. She told me she wanted to talk to me for just a while. She said, Roxanne, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. But ever since that day, I had to tell myself, don't worry about the pain. It's strengthening your veins to let you know that shit is about to change. Said don't worry about the hurt. I promise y'all it could be worse. You always winning, putting God first. Said don't worry about the rain. The sun gon' shine another day. You gotta keep it pushing either way, like everything gon' be okay. Just as long as you keep your faith and step on everybody in your way. Let niggas know you here to stay. Let the memories fade away. Cause love is a game, I swear I let her hate to play. Man, we get led astray. They get left without shit to say. You was heartless, but regardless, I had to cope with the pain. We had a deal. Can you blame me for how I feel? Of course I was in love. I thought what we had was real. Shit was too good to be trusted. Look at you, I'm disgusted. I cried 2 tears in the bucket and told her fuck it. Just be careful who you sleep on. You might become the person that they geek on. They might just wanna tweak and put a beat on. It's certain shit that you should never speak on. I've been minding my business with my bitches. I'ma keep on multiplying these digits. Let my lyrics make a clean song. They can't name me a hating nigga. I ain't put my feet on. From the capital, sack made. If you feeling the same, then just remember what I say. Like don't worry about the pain. It's strengthening your veins to let you know that shit is about to change. Said don't worry about the hurt. I promise y'all it could be worse. You always winning, putting God first. Said don't worry about the rain. The sun gon' shine another day. You gotta keep it pushing either way, like everything gon' be okay. Just as long as you keep your faith and step on everybody in your way. Let niggas know you here to stay. Let them know you ain't come to play. If they ain't talking about money, then we ain't got shit to say. What a cliche. It's obvious, I'm out the gates. I hit the ground running, I'm only stopping at the bank. Ask me how I feel, like that nigga that keep it real. Nothing wrong with being solid, shit took a little while to heal, but shook back like I was supposed to. Now they say I'm the go-to. If niggas wanna be the best, I'm who they gotta go through. I've been patiently waiting, trying to just escape and applying the pressure needed for diamonds to come awake. And I promise that I'm the piece to the puzzle. They can't relate, I've been putting the P and pay me. I need the Benjamin Franks and it's hard to be happy lately. Some shit you can't explain, and when you can, it's hard for other people to retain. So you just gotta do your thing, focus and maintain. See your muscles start to gain if you just don't worry about the pain. It's strengthening your veins to let you know that shit is about to change. Said don't worry about the hurt, I promise y'all it could be worse. You always winning, putting God first. Said don't worry about the rain, the sun gon' shine another day. You gotta keep it pushing either way, like everything gon' be okay. Just as long as you keep your faith and step on everybody in your way. Let niggas know you hit a